Hello, 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 hello. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me on this glorious Sunday night, 9:30 Eastern time? I'm here. I got my coffee, my Halloween 2 mug. Is it Halloween time yet? No, it's still January. Damn. Guys, look, I'm back for Ken's Home Video, episode 21, and I've got a very special episode tonight. I was going to do this in a video. But I'm like, the hell with it. I'm just going to get on here and rank the studios and the boutique labels on their performance in 2023. So anything they've done this year so far doesn't count. 2022 doesn't count. What they did this or last year, 2023, that's what we're going to discuss here tonight. So, I was trying to gather a bunch of releases. Like I was running all that. That's why I was a little bit late coming on here. I was trying to gather as many releases to like show examples as I go, but it's just there was so much stuff I wanted to grab. I was like, I literally couldn't. But I'm just gonna have to talk about it. I'm not gonna have as many visual cues. But how's everybody doing? You know, let's start off with a little chit chat. Tell me how your weekend was. What have y'all been watching? What have y'all been enjoying on physical media, streaming, whatever you've been watching? Let me know in the comment section or the chat section below. Did you go to the movies? Just anything cool? Did you see Mean Girls in theater? Is that what people are going to see? I don't know. I'm still trying to make it out to the theater to see The Iron Claw. And what else? That Poor Things. I wanted to see Poor Things. I love Yorgos Lanthimos. He's a very strange filmmaker, but I enjoy his movies. All right. Well, let's get into the chat, shall we? So I'll go ahead and say I am going to be ranking. Okay, y'all can hear me. Thank you, Wright. I got to count on Wright to be in here to let me know that he can hear me. I need to change this color. Why do I still have green? It's freaking. That's for my Christmas stream. Let's change this to blue. There we go. Thank you for letting me know that, Wright. I appreciate it. God, what was I going to say? Completely forgot. I'm going blank. We got 60 people in here right now. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. All right, I would appreciate it. Oh, we are going to be ranking 24 studios and boutique labels. Now, I have done 2 of these. I did one for 2021, one for 2022, where I ranked these studios and boutique labels together. Some people would say that doesn't work. But you know, I think at this point, a lot of the studios are trying to get, or at least some of them are. The ones that aren't going to make it too high up on my list. But I think a lot of them are trying to get to a boutique level quality. They're trying to catch up to the boutique level. So I think it's appropriate to rank them together. But I did it in 2021, did it last year, and I figured this year, screw it. Let's just do 24. It's very likely that in this ranking, there's going to be a label that you love that I didn't even put on here. And that's just because I am completely blind to the label. I don't even have a feel on what they're doing or how people are reacting to it. Because there's a couple labels I have in here that I really don't have a ton of experience with, but I have my finger on the pulse of their announcements, people's excitement for those announcements, how many announcements they come out with, how they're received. So I feel like I can talk about them. Other labels, like Eureka, for example. I bought one Eureka in 2023, and that was Valley Girl, and I haven't watched it. And I don't feel like they did a ton this year. They did Touch of Evil on 4K, I believe. But I don't feel like they did a ton of releases in 2023. So they're not on here. Studio Canal, I know they do some 4Ks and some steelbooks and stuff like that. I didn't put them on here because I just haven't experienced enough of their stuff this year to feel comfortable doing it. Let me get into the chat, though. We got Trekkernauts here. What's up, Trekkernaut? How are you doing? Thank you all. Thank you all for being here, by the way. You know, Sunday nights. I know there's a lot of other streams going on tonight. but you picked to come into this one, and I appreciate it. We got Astro Juicy. What is up? What is that you're showing? What is that? What is that? Is it like a fruit or something? Latula Moore, what's up, man? What's up, Ken Dog? Hello, everyone in the chat. Thank you for being here, Latula. I appreciate it. This should be a good one, says Track or Not. It should be. It should be fun, you know. Now, guarantee there will be some complaining tonight. I'm gonna take a tough stance on some of these labels and studios. I can tell you that right now. I've thought about this a lot. I really did think about this a lot. You know, I was going back and forth yesterday when I was trying to put these in order. And I was very happy with how it turned out. Like how it turned out, I feel like is how it should have turned out. And I feel like I can justify every single decision and placement on my list. Arrow best, Paramount worst. I would not put Paramount worst. Not when Disney's hanging out there. No way. But I could see why you would say Paramount worst if we're talking 2022 Paramount. But 2023 Paramount actually, I think they did some good work. So they're not going to be worst. I'll tell you that. We got Universal. Physical is better than digital. I agree, Christopher. I agree. You came to the right place if you believe that. We got Castiditos. Just I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. I'm going to call you KJ. Okay. Hey Ken, what's up, brother? Two things. Arrow is number one, and you're a lucky man to have such an understanding wife with your collecting habit. Yeah. She's pretty understanding. You know, she's pretty understanding. Zub Zero says hello. Maria Alina is here. What's up, Maria? Hey Ken, I went to Best Buy for the last time yesterday. I found some movies. Nice that people are still finding movies in their Best Buy. I've held strong. I haven't went back. Even though there's a couple steelbooks I might want to get, but I just don't need them. I don't need them. I was trying to think of the one that I wanted. Oh, the Pumpkinhead 4K steelbook, I think, went down to like 14 or 15 bucks or something. I was like, I want that. I was like, nah, I got the slipcover. I'm fine. So I haven't went back up there, and I'm definitely not going to shoot another video because I did my final trip to Best Buy. I've already done like 6 times before, so I'm not going to go back on this one. I'm done with Best Buy. You will not see another video with me at Best Buy unless they say we're selling physical media again. Then I'll go back. But as it stands, I won't be going back. Now this week, I do want to try to get out to Barnes & Noble and maybe do a little Arrow video hunting. So you may see that kind of video this week. There'll actually be a lot of Arrow video content on the channel this week. A lot. And speaking of Arrow video, I did not include them in this ranking because they sucked in 2023. They were the worst. Arrow was the worst. Just terrible. They did such a bad job in 2023. Of course, I'm kidding. Arrow video. I'm kidding. They did great. We'll see where they end up. I've been saying they're number one all year. But did I have a change of heart when I actually did the ranking? You'll find out. I could have. What's up, Vanderhoff? How you doing, buddy? Kevin Kruger's here. Scream Factory was untouchable in 2023. Kevin. I'm gonna tell you something. You're onto something. I agree with you. I don't think they were untouchable, but I think they did great work. And they're gonna be rewarded in this stream tonight. There's a lot of people out there that wouldn't reward Scream Factory for their hard work in 2023. And you're not going to find none of that Scream Factory bashing around here tonight. I'll tell you that right now. Studios, we're here, baby. Let's get it. What's up, Sage? What's up, Christopher Moore? Arrow is number one for Kenny Levels, no doubts. I don't know. Did you just hear me? I said they're garbage. They were garbage in 2023. Garbage. They put out garbage. You know, absolute garbage. What is this? I'm going to pull their one garbage release. Where is it? There it is. They put out crap like Lover's Lane on Blu-ray. What is this crap? What is Arrow? Vinegar Syndrome now? Putting out crap horror movies? That was really bad, by the way. Really bad. Uh, Trek or not, smiley face. Studios, Paramount, Lionsgate, Warner Brothers, Sony, Universal, and Disney. Boutique, Arrow, Kino, Shout, Criterion, Vinegar, 88, Severin. Are you just listing them all? Yeah, you listed all the main studios, but there's definitely more boutiques I'm talking about. Definitely more boutiques. Hagen K, what up? What up? Enjoy the Mean Streets video. Nice. Yeah, I did put out my Mean Streets 4K review in comparison to the Criterion version. So if you haven't checked that out yet, please give that a watch after this stream, of course. You don't want to miss the stream live. Anything could happen. Anything could happen tonight, guys. Absolutely anything. I also just got done. I had to film my physical media report tonight. So if there's something big that it gets announced tomorrow, it won't be on the report because I'm getting flooring put in tomorrow upstairs in my living room and hallway. And it's a whole thing. And I know they're going to be up there banging and making loud noises. And I didn't want to have to film when all that stuff was going on. So I just filmed it tonight, got it out of the way. So I'll just edit it tomorrow morning. But if anything like huge gets announced, like I'll do a announcement video separately tomorrow or Tuesday or something. But yeah, glad you enjoyed the Mean Streets video. I really enjoyed my rewatch of that because it had been a few years. But yeah, this Second Sight version. Oh my god, where's Second Sight gonna be tonight, guys? Oh my goodness, I love them so much. They're killing it. They're freaking killing it right now. Arrow and Second Sight, killing it, destroying it. Like, what is going on? Just embarrassing everybody else is what they're doing. I mean, we got Possessor and Green Room coming to 4K. Like, I got the other release that came out this month. I'll be doing a collection haul video because I've literally got a stack over there this tall. Like, my wife was messaging me all weekend because I was at work. You got another package. You got another package. You got another package. Like, everything came at once. It always has to come like when I'm working. It's like I couldn't watch anything. But I'm going to check something out when I get off the stream tonight. Imagine streaming during the Bills versus Chiefs game. What a virgin, says Dale. Love Dale. I'll be honest. I'm so unaware of anything going on in the world of football. I didn't know there was a game going on tonight, Dale. I apologize, but thankfully your highly sexualized, self came in here tonight to remind me of my virginity. So I guess those two kids I got running around upstairs irritating me all day just came out of thin air. That's what happened. I at least had it twice, Dale. All right. So go fuck your mother. Okay. I apologize for the language. Dimension Scott says, good evening, everyone. And Ken, what's up, Dimension? How you doing tonight, man? John Doe Juggalo's here. What's up, Johnny? We got Trek or Not. Indeed. Wilkie's Movies and Music. What's up, Wilkie? Go check out Wilkie's channel. He just got it started. He's doing a lot of really fun movie physical media conversations on his channel. So go check him out. He's just getting started. He needs some support. Head over there. Wilkie's Movies and Music. All right. So this is the part where everybody said that they can hear me. 2023 was a good year for Warner Archives. Warner Archive definitely factors in. I thought about that when I was thinking about Warner Brothers and the placement for sure. Even though I don't feel like I bought enough Warner Archive releases. What's up, Blu-ray Addict? I have decided though this year, like there's a ton of Warner Archives I do want. I need to start diving into Warner Archive more. I've got a decent collection. I've got like 20 of them, but like there's a ton of great movies that they have. And Joe's Apartment, I'm excited to get. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up right away, but eventually I'll get it. What's up, Adrian? What's up, LA Jewel? Oh my goodness. Accidentally went all the way down. Tiana. So many Warner Archives is crazy, and the Hanna-Barbera this year. Yeah, Warner Archives on a roll. Like it feels like every month they're doing like 8 releases or something. I don't know. It's crazy. Maybe it's only 4, but I feel like every week I'm like talking about 2 or 3 of them. Ooh, nice. That's good to hear, Rob, because that's the one I was talking about. I got, and I'm so excited to watch that. I love that movie. Nice. I've been hearing about that movie for such a long time. I never watched it, and I need to get that. Uh, oh, nice, nice. I have not watched The Killer yet, but I think I've seen every other Fincher movie. Trying to think if there's a Fincher movie I haven't seen. Oh, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I haven't seen that one. Uh, nice, Greatest Showman. My wife loved that movie. She got the vinyl and everything. I thought it was okay. The music's great, but the movie itself wasn't the best. Adrian James, what's up? I saw ISS. It was just okay. I loved Night of the Demons. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, it's a good movie. Good movie. Yeah, ISS. I didn't know anything about that. I think I saw the trailer when we saw Godzilla -1, and it looked really interesting. But I haven't heard the best things about it either. So, guess they botched it. Evening, Ken. What's up, Frightful Night Media? What's up, Steve? Emmett, what's up, Emmett? What do you like more, Friday the 13th Part 5 or Friday the 13th Part 6? Or do you like it? Emmett, you always ask me this question, I feel like. I like Friday the 13th Part 6. I do, but honestly, like I like all the Friday the 13th films, but that's like on the bottom of my ranking. And that's weird for a lot of people because that's like a fan favorite. But Friday the 13th Part 5, I would probably put like up in my top 5, top 4 maybe of the franchise. I love that one. Part 6 is really goofy and it's really kiddie. I mean, it's got kids in it, but like I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it goes for it like the other ones. Doesn't feel like the kills are as good. There's no nudity. That's a big negative, in Friday the 13th. Come on now. I just think the characters are not that great. What's up, Smirk? How you doing, man? What's up, Carlos? First video I ever watched of yours was a label ranking video. Happy to catch one of these live. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I did all the boutique labels. I did a tier list earlier this year on a stream. But that was just the boutiques. And that was just me talking about them like present time. I didn't add in the studios and stuff. So should be interesting. What's up, Jasper? Viavision will be on the list. Oh, no. Imprint will be on the list. But Viavision, Imprint, I feel like I could put those together because isn't Imprint owned by Viavision? Oh, my wife's watching. Of course she always comes in here when I say something about nudity. And she texts me nudity with a question mark. And then she rolled her eyes. And then she said, such a perv. I could have just kept that to myself, but I decided to throw it out there to you all. So yeah. Does this include Film Vault, Film Arena? I didn't include Film Vault. I mean, they did some good releases this year, but I didn't throw them in there. Thank you, Astro Juicy. I figured you would like it with that Michael Myers image. Should be shipping soon because I got it over there. I showed it off on Instagram. Yeah, I heard it was good. What's up, Ken? Hope you're doing well. Great topic for ranking tonight. Awesome. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it, man. Go check out the original Fuzz, too. He's got a great channel. He's absolutely killing it over there. John Doe Juggalo, Alex D. Das. Kino cancel Fistful of Dynamite? What? They canceled both of those? When they got to finally announce Once Upon a Time in the West? I feel like didn't they say Paramount was going to put that out? Somebody questioned Kino if they were going to do it, and then they asked or they said no, Paramount's doing it. I figured that would have been announced by now. That was like a year and a half ago. That's what I want. But that's crazy if they canceled them. And I do think they announced them just a little bit too early. I get it. They want to build the buzz. They're like the only company that does it like that. I get it because they announced In and Out today, but they want to build that buzz. But, if you're doing it like a year early, like I get maybe you don't always know how long it's going to take, but maybe sit on it for a little bit. Maybe sit on it for a little bit. I would love Kino to move to a like release day where they announce everything they're putting out for a specific month, like all the other big labels do, because I feel like they're the only like big label that doesn't do that. They just kind of announce everything sporadically. It's very annoying to me because it's hard to track everything. Because they're just always announcing stuff, and I don't always cover everything they announce. I definitely make sure to announce the 4Ks, but I wish they would do, you know, these are our March announcements like everybody else. You know, that would be nice. But you know, and leave us with some surprises. Yeah, check out the last ever Blu-ray audits from yesterday. It's up now. Do you inspire your kids to collect Blu-rays? My daughter's the only one that's latching on to that. She enjoys collecting the movies that she likes. She's got herself a nice little collection, about 10 Blu-rays right now. And she seems like she likes it. She's kind of, my wife said it before, but she's kind of a hoarder, has that hoarder mentality like I do. My wife calls it hoarding. I don't call it that, but she does. Where she likes to keep all of her stuff, and you walk into her room and there's just stuff everywhere. So I feel like she has that same mentality, wanting to collect like physical stuff. So my son doesn't care as much. So yeah. Have seen 4K movies, front projector. Do they look great? I don't know what you're saying. I don't have a projector. There's no slip with Witness, I don't think yet. There might be somewhere down the line. I don't think they've done a slip version of Witness. I think you can just get the deluxe. I don't know if you get the option with Arrow when they first come out, which kind of sucks. I wish they would do that. You know, give you the option. Slip or no slip, or deluxe edition or no deluxe edition. Oh, nice. Nice. Glad you got that. That was a good release. What's up, Jill? How you doing? Who is your daddy and what does it do? Vinegar Syndrome should be top 3 of 2023 just for the Showgirls 4K alone. I've got it behind me. Nice. Glad that went on sale. 88 films will be on there, yeah. Shoot Us. Did they have a lot of scratch discs? I didn't hear about a lot of scratch discs from Criterion this year. Yes, I did. I don't think the second one's in 4K though. Nice. That was a good. Now the 4K didn't blow me away, but I enjoyed that movie. Hardly any horror fan. I don't know. I feel like a lot of horror fans watch sports. Imagine calling someone a virgin for streaming while watching said stream. Yeah. WB is the king for physical media. I may watch ISS soon and enjoy space movies. Yeah, I can wait for the physical for that. What's up, Captain Horror? Now, since you're making this list based on the smell of the boxes, I'm assuming that Second Sight's Mean Streets will be top 5 because that one smells amazing. It does. And Arrow Video's releases smell amazing too. Yeah, somebody, I forget what the damn comment was, but they were like, are you ranking these based on packaging? Because I know you don't watch your movies. They like commented on this. Some shitty comments or remark. I'm like, get a fucking life, Jesus Christ. Obviously I watch movies. I know I collect more than I watch, but I'm putting out like reviews, like 2 or 3 a week. I'm talking about stuff I'm watching all the time. You go checking me out on Letterboxd. I watched 340 movies in 2023. I'm obviously watching stuff. Am I watching everything? No, but I'm watching stuff. So get a life. But yeah, I just replied back. I don't even know how to reply to that stuff anymore. I'm just like, I'm not going to fight with you. So I'm just going to reply with something stupid. Like I'm ranking the labels based on how they smell. That's what I'm doing. So go fuck yourself. I'm sorry, guys. I'm using too many languages, too much foul language tonight. I need to stop. I need to zip it, but it is 9:30, so the kids should be in bed. It is school tomorrow. What's up, Brian S? Captain Whore. Do you have the Hobbit box set? I do not. I do not have the Hobbit box set. And guys, we have 165 people in this chat tonight. If you can't hit the like button, hit the damn like button. And I'm going to try to do some giveaways tonight because I know I have a lot of codes that I haven't given away. So there will be some code giveaways tonight. I'm going to promise that. I don't own the Bloodsport 4K. I've been holding out on that getting like a US release. I feel like maybe like Vinegar Syndrome would do a VSU of that, or maybe Lionsgate will do a 4K Steelbook. Wasn't that Studio Canal that did it overseas? Maybe I'm wrong. Was it a German? Was it Turbine? I don't know. I just feel like somebody might do a better edition. I haven't been a big fan of how those editions over there look of Bloodsport. So I've been holding out. What's up, 4K Media Guy? How you doing, buddy? Oh, I'm sorry, Gary Busey. I'm sorry, Gary. That's my Gary Busey impression. I cannot control that. I can only control the frequency. Now, you all shouldn't have got one until the half-hour mark, which it is the half-hour mark right now. So maybe that's why you're all getting them. I literally put it on the lowest frequency. I don't know what else to do instead of just not monetizing the stream. And I can't do that. It messed up the stream. And, I just can't. Sorry. Not enough people. The algorithm gods, people wouldn't see it. They don't promote stuff that's not monetized. Dale says my kids are adopted. Well, I hope one of my kids aren't watching the stream right now, Dale, and they have to find this news out from you. That would be awful. Can you imagine? Once the pre-order for the Abyss goes live, I will click that pre-order button day one. That's so weird. I don't know what's going on with the Abyss and True Lies. Didn't they say in that press release that the pre-orders would be up like on a specific date? And they announced like November 20th or something, and they're still not up? I don't know. It's strange because we're still like, a month and a half away, but it's weird. It's kind of weird, and it's kind of making me wonder like I don't think they'd cancel them, but would they maybe delay them to do some extra work on them because they weren't well received on digital? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if that'd be possible at this point. What's up, Gus? I don't know. I don't know, C-Rad. I don't think we should get concerned, but I don't know. It's weird. Paramount was number one last year, the most 4K released from any studio. Paramount was actually pretty high up on my list last year. They weren't number one. I think I had Kino number one last year. But Paramount, I think I had number one in 2021. Just like you said, like the sheer volume. Like that's when Paramount Presents was like firing on all cylinders. It was like 12, 13 releases of that year. And they were just releasing all kinds of stuff, catalog Blu-rays at 4Ks and box sets and all kinds of crap. Nice. No, I don't have any of the Universal Essentials. I do not have those. If I bought one, I would want more. And I'm like, they're $35. I don't need them. He's okay. I know he was in Return of the Living Dead 2. What's his name? Tom Matthews. Let's see. Did you play Alan Raptor clip yet? I watched 5 JP. Alan. No, I don't have that clip anymore. Warner's number 3 after Paramount Lionsgate. Talking about studios. Boutique label sale. Well, there's one right now, Barnes & Noble Arrow Video. And I would guess that Scream Factory, Shout Factory will do one in February, like a Love is in the Scare sale or something. They usually do one on Valentine's Day. And there'll be a Criterion Flash sale in March, and then the Kino sale will probably be somewhere around the end of March, early April, I would say. That's all the ones I know off the top of my head. Oh, damn. It's $45 on Amazon right now. Is it sold out on Amazon? Just for that big chunky two movie box. What's up, Nancy? Yeah, I really want that movie. Uh, did some things different. It's yeah, I mean it's not just the nudity part. That's I don't know, it just feels very tame and it's goofy. It's almost like a cartoon. I like it. I'm not saying I don't like it, but it's almost like a cartoon. It just doesn't match the same vibe as the rest of the movies. I don't know how to explain it, and it's not a good thing to me. Um, I like the way Jason looks. I like the Universal monster vibe in the beginning, but I don't know, there's just parts of that movie don't work for me. I need to check that out. Really, that was a great release. Yeah, it does need a Blu-ray. No, I don't know what's going on, guys. I really don't. Um, I got the first three. That was a big moment in my audit video for October. I haven't bought the other ones. I don't think I'm gonna buy that Jess Franco movie. I'll probably get the what was it? The Clive Barker movie, not directed by Clive Barker, but I think it's like Clive Barker Presents or something. Underworld, the 4K. I'll probably get that. I'm probably not gonna get that Sinner movie. Um, nice, nice. They do have a great variety of movies, that's for sure. I haven't seen that in such a long time. It's been a really long time. Probably not since it came out, to be honest. So I couldn't tell you. I'll get the 4K probably eventually, but I wasn't in any rush since it didn't have a slip. What's up, not JPEG? What's or Jill's already been in here. I hardly ever get to catch a live stream in real time because they're always late for me here. So happy to be here. Nice, glad you could be here. Yeah, I tried to do this one a little bit earlier. I'm trying to do these at like 9:30 because I don't want to be up till like 1 or 2. That's what ends up happening. I like to have time after the stream to chill, maybe watch a movie and then go to bed at like 1:30. Okay, so a slipcover version's coming out. Cool. Cool. It's a great release, even if you didn't get the box set, there's tons of great features and it looks great on 4K. Um I love part 7. Yeah, I've always been a big fan of the Carrie versus Jason. Yeah, I know. I'm holding out, man. I think they'll do a better release in the States. I feel like they will. I actually don't have either. I never got Pitch Black. I never got it. Really, LA. I don't know, man. I put it on frequency every 30 minutes. I don't know why you would have had 3 all so far. I do apologize. Skip them. You have my permission to skip them if it lets you. Uh, what's up, Brian? Cheryl? Grow up and pay for YouTube Premium like an adult, no ads. I actually do have YouTube Premium right now. I signed up for the free trial, and I accidentally forgot to cancel it. So I need to cancel it though. I don't need to spend extra money on it. But it is nice. It is really nice. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to get into it here in a second. What's up, Fish? What's up, Cameron? Good evening, everyone. Finally pull the trigger in order it follows. Nice. Did you get the box set? He has to sometimes. He has to. People get too wild and rude in here sometimes, and they deserve it. But you all don't deserve the foul language. I have to think about that as well. So I have to remember there's 183 people watching, and some people might not want to hear that. I've had comments on my videos where they'll be like, "Don't use. Did you have to say Jesus Christ?" That, and I don't take that lightly. I really don't. But I have a hard time not doing it sometimes, and it would make for a really weird edit if I tried to edit it out. But I do feel bad. I do. because I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. Everybody has their different beliefs and, you know, their different thresholds for what they find acceptable and not. But, you know, so I try to keep it at least PG-13, you know, at least PG-13. And I think for PG-13, I'm allowed what, 1 or 2 F-bombs? Have I done 2? I might have done 3. I might have got an R on the stream already. I haven't watched The Wailing yet. I need to watch it. All right, I'm gonna get to the super chat real quick. Saxy Boy 1505, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. You have to choose which purchase to make the rest of your life: chunky box, slipcover, steelbook, or media monkey. What's a media monkey? What is a media monkey? I've never heard of that. I go chunky box, man. Chunky box all the way. I'm in love with the chunky boxes. Steelbooks I can take or leave. Like, to be honest, I feel like this year I'm going to be purchasing a lot less steelbooks because, you know, Best Buy going away and I don't want to have to pay. I feel like Walmart's going to charge more for Lionsgate steels and all the stuff I want. And I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to get a lot less steelbooks this year. And to be honest, like Lionsgate hasn't announced anything, which is kind of strange. I figured they would announce some stuff for February and March, and they haven't yet. So I don't know what that means, but it's definitely alarming. But chunky box every day, you know, the Arrow chunky boxes, the Second Sight chunky boxes, like that, the Vinegar Syndrome, that stuff's my favorite. That's my favorite stuff in the entire world. Chunky all the way. What is up, Mel? How you doing, Mel? Good to have you here. Big bad Beetleborgs. Beetleborgs all the way. I used to love Beetleborgs. I don't know, C-Red, if it'll get a US release or not. I was contemplating that myself. That's why my wife and I just got Apple TV Plus, and we watched it last week, split it up into 2 nights because it's 3.5 hours long. It's hard for us to watch a long movie like that with kids, but I really enjoyed the movie. It's a really good movie. It's not, you know, one of Martin Scorsese's best films, but I enjoyed it. I mean, it's cool to see De Niro and DiCaprio together on screen. Lily Gladstone was great as well. It's a good movie. But it's Apple TV. Coda was Apple TV. It didn't get a release in the States. Now it is, you know, getting the Italian 4K. I hope at some point, because it's Scorsese, maybe it'll get a Criterion or something. I don't know. But hopefully at some point we'll get it because I would like to own it. But because we got Apple TV, I finally watched the Michael J. Fox documentary, Still, which was incredible, and I highly recommend it. I mean, as a big Michael J. Fox fan, like my entire life, I didn't know like how much he meant to me until I started watching that documentary, and it just hit me like in all the best ways. Such a heartwarming story. I love him so much. I knew I loved him before, but like I love him even more now after watching that documentary. But it was such a well done documentary. So like the way they edited it, you know, and kind of incorporated like his movies and stuff into the story. I don't know. It was just really smartly edited. I loved it though. And it's like, shit, it might be like top 5 movies that came out last year for me. It might be like my number 1 favorite movie of last year. Like if I was doing a movie ranking, I loved it so much. But I would love to own a physical version of that. And I don't know if I'll ever get it because I don't know if Apple will release it. But yeah, that was great. So good. Jilly with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. How's your foot nowadays? I'm walking on it just fine. It hurts still. You know, but it's I'd say 80%. I'd say it's 80%. It's never really 100. My feet always hurt. But it's about 80%. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you for the $10 Canadian super chat. Let me give you a clip. I forgot to give a clip real quick. What do y'all want? What are y'all in the mood for? How about some classic Jim?
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
I got to update my clips. But thank you so much, Jilly. I appreciate that. Worst movie ever made, Troll 2. It's up there. It's up there. What's up, Stephen R? Happy Sunday, Biddy. Did you get your Silent Night 4K Steelbook? No, I didn't order it. The main reason I was going to, but then Second Sight just dropped like 2 bangers, and I spent a lot of money to get both of the Green Room and Possessor on 4K. And then they announced Unlawful Entry, and I had to get that. And it was just like, by the time I was done ordering those, I was like, I don't need Silent Night Steelbook. I feel like it'll still be there maybe in February. If it is, I'll get it then. But I'm not worried about it. If my time of collecting Lionsgate Steelbooks is done, then it was a good run. But maybe I'm done with them. Maybe I'm done like trying to collect all of them. Maybe I'll just get the ones I really want, that I think look really cool. Because before then, I was just trying to collect all of them. So there you go. I mean, it might be like I like it still, but it honestly might. If I was ranking like all 12 of them, it would be like 11 probably. So, but I like all the movies, so I still like it, but it's just not high up for me. But I'm a weirdo when it comes to Friday the 13th. Like Jason Takes Manhattan and Jason Goes to Hell are like in my top 3. So that's how weird I am with my Friday the 13th rankings. And only because like those were the 2 movies that when I started watching Friday the 13th when I was like 10, like that was one of the first horror franchises I got into. And when I got to part 8 and Jason Goes to Hell, like those just hit me differently. And they were the only ones I wanted to watch. So I rewatched those like probably 50 times and I loved them. So it's very nostalgic with me in both of those. And I love the Carrie one too. That part 7 was one of my favorites. And parts 1 and 2 I watched a lot also. One I didn't watch a ton until I was probably in my 20s was the 4th one. I think I watched the final chapter maybe like twice when I was a kid. And for whatever reason, I never wanted to watch that again. And I didn't rewatch it until I was in my 20s. I was like, "Oh, this is really great. I should have been watching this one all along." Oh, Captain Horror's looking forward to the porn sale in February. Yeah, there's a big porn sale in February. And if my wife's still watching, I will not be taking part in that. It's disgusting. What's up, Dell? Dell on Movies is here. Go check Dell out. Go check out his channel. Doing all kinds of great stuff over there with the movie swap. Go check out Mel. Mel's been killing it since day one. Great channel. And Captain Horror has a channel as well. Go check him out. Doing good stuff over there. I'm honored to have all these great content creators that are far greater than me in here watching me right now. It's an honor. Yeah, Bicentennial Man doesn't even have a Blu-ray, right? I think I talked about that in a video. Movies that need Blu-rays. I like that movie. I used to watch it quite a bit when I was younger. I think it came on one of the movie channels. I didn't get that Lost Picture Show. I did not get that Lost. Yes, Stephen. Sorry, I glossed over your comment, but no, I didn't get it. If it ever goes on sale, if it's still in stock, I might grab it. I heard good things about that. I might get that at some point. Let me see. Jelly with another super chat. Would love a stream where you rank all of the films in the 3 big franchises: Friday, Nightmare, and Halloween. Jilly, I'm gonna tell you something. I haven't done exactly that, but I did a. What did I do before Halloween Ends came out, or maybe it was after Halloween Ends? I think it was after Halloween Ends because there was 32. I did a tournament where I like pitted all the movies together, and I think that was probably 2022, right? Is that when that came out? But I did a tournament where I pitted all of those franchises together, and I had the chat vote, and I tried to persuade them one way or the other. But I did a chat vote on every single one until we got to the middle, and it was like God, it was like a 3.5 hour long stream. It was one of the longest streams I've ever done. But yeah, I did that like 2 years ago. If you want to check that out, but that wasn't really like my opinion, even though I was trying to sway the chat. So yeah, I would like to do something like that. I love doing rankings. I love doing rankings. My wife, like, I always want to do rankings on our channel, Married with Media, which if you haven't subscribe. That link is down below. I always want to do rankings. She never wants to do it. She hates ranking stuff. She hates it. She'll do it if she has to, but like she hates it. So I would love to do more ranking stuff on the channel because I'm a big fan of doing that kind of stuff. That's just how my mind works. I like putting stuff in order. But yeah, I haven't figured out my ranking for those three. Like, I have a vague idea of my rankings of those franchises individually, but I don't know how it would shake out if I did them all together. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. My pick for the worst movie, The Jar. That TerrorVision release. TerrorVision will be on the list tonight, by the way. Let's see. All right, guys, I'm gonna look at the chat real quick. Maybe answer a few more comments. Napoleon Dynamite is awesome. I'm gonna tell you something though about Napoleon Dynamite. It got on my damn nerves when that movie came out because everybody like was talking about that movie and quoting it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And it was like the kids that wouldn't usually watch movies, but they were watching Napoleon Dynamite and they thought they were cool because they were quoting it. I'm like, "You guys are not cool." You know, I've seen much better movies than Napoleon Dynamite. But over time, I grew to love it though. Love it. Thank you, Captain Horror. Yeah, hit the like button. I think it's aged. I mean, what do you mean? Does it offend people? Is that what you're talking about? I mean, I could care less about that, but I think it ages pretty well. I think it's still funny. I watch it. I probably watched it like a year ago last time, but I was watching it quite frequently. There in the past few years, I remember because it was on Netflix, and I would like go to sleep to it a lot. I love that movie. All right, everybody's going crazy in the chat. I appreciate everybody being here. We have 194 people. Let's see. Yeah, I know a lot of that documentary was based on the and what's up, Miss Caveman? I think that's the first time I clicked on your comment. I think most of the documentary is based on the biographies, like reading excerpts from the biography. But God, I loved it so much. Loved it so much. I kind of want to watch it again. I didn't get the RoboCop doc. I didn't get it. I need it. I wanted that Steelbook. I think it's sold out. I'll give you that. Alice Cooper. Yeah, I'll give you that. Good soundtrack. What's up, Fauci? I joined Yours and Night Zone stream a little bit on my way home tonight, so I might go check out that replay later. But go check out Fauci. He's doing some great stuff over on his channel as well. He got a Texas Chainsaw Massacre series going. Watch along series. You like Evil Dead Rise? I like Evil Dead Rise. It's probably my least favorite of the franchise, but that's, that whole franchise is great. Which one do you think was better? What's your favorite kill? Is a remake of The Last House on the Left, or the original? The remake is my favorite, I would say, but I did gain a new appreciation for the original because when I watched the remake, I remember I kind of talked crap about it, I think, in my review. And so people were like, no, it's actually a really great movie. So I went back and watched it, because I was curious. It'd been a while since I've seen it. And I actually thought it was really well done. So I like The Last House on the Left, the original now, but I'd still put the remake slightly above it. Talking about Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah. I know. I just love it. I don't know what you want me to say. I still love it. I watched it probably 6 months ago. I watch that movie like, I don't know, once a year. I love it. Um, yeah, some people were saying that. I don't know. It's Amazon. You know, it might. It wasn't Air. Air was Amazon. It got a physical, so maybe Warner Brothers will put it out. Uh, yeah, it's a stream. It's a long one, and it's not really a ranking, so it wouldn't be exactly what you want. But it's, I'm talking about all 32 of the films together. Let's see. Oh, thank you, man. It's not true. It's not true. I'm better than no one. And oh my goodness, we got the rad one in here. Born to be Rad. What's up, Kenny and Company? I know that movie needs a 4K, doesn't it? What's up, man? Born to be Rad just hit 6,000 subscribers last night on his 5,000K celebration. So definitely shout out to him. If you haven't yet subscribed to Born to be Rad, check him out. What's up, Ryan? We need Short Circuit 2. I think we're getting a Blu-ray of it, so that means we're probably not getting a 4K anytime soon. Yeah, we need the Terminator. Hopefully we're getting it. Hopefully we're getting it. What's up, Wave? What's up, 1080p? How you doing, buddy? What are your thoughts, Slayers 2022 without spoiling? Huh? I haven't seen that. I actually think Inception's a little overrated. So I'm kind of with you. I don't think it's a bad movie though. I don't know. I don't even know what the hell is going on right now. I know there's an election this year, and everybody's gonna flip the fuck out about. Damn it! Damn it! I said the F word again. Everybody's gonna flip out about who's voting for who and blah blah blah. I'll probably vote. I'll vote. I got to get forced into voting. It's a hassle. I got to go stand in line at a school. Ugh. But yeah, I don't know enough. I used to follow that stuff in my 20s, back when I thought I was doing something, changing the world. And now it's like, what am I doing? All these people are corrupt and they don't give a shit about anybody, about any of us. So who cares? But I know I have a very cynical way of looking at the world sometimes. It's a problem. Do you ever take downtime, Ken? It feels like you're always grinding to put out content. Don't get me wrong, we love and appreciate it, but I want to have Ken. I've been thinking about that a lot. It takes a lot for me to take a break, but I don't know. I think about it every week. Should I take a break this week? Slow down, maybe only put out 3 videos, but I'm always got something in to review and watch and talk about, and I've got ideas and I've just got things I want to talk about. I love doing this. I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. What about the Saw movies? Are you getting into them? Or are you still not a fan? I need to rewatch them all. It's been a long time since I've seen all of them. I've seen Spiral recently, and I've seen the first Saw when the 4K came out. But I saw all of them in theaters, except for I think the 7th one and Jigsaw and Spiral. I saw the first 6 in theaters. So, but I just haven't rewatched them since. Yeah, if you go back to I did a Blu-ray hunt in 2020, and then I went to Best Buy and bought the Motel Hell Steelbook, and I titled the video Motel Election Hell or something like that. It was a Blu-ray hunt I did in 2020. So, and I voted that day, and then I went to buy movies, and I felt like I did more for the community and society in America by buying the Motel Hell Steelbook than I did voting for a president. That tells you anything. Yeah, there's a ton. There's a ton that I could get. All right, should I get into this ranking, guys? Yeah, I mean, it's a system just built on corruption. Like, there's just no way to stop it and change it. Like, it's built on corruption. And that's the only way you can win is by being the most corrupt person possible. Or just acting so real and saying the most outlandish shit possible that people hate you. And then a lot of people love you. And that's how you can get in also. But yeah, I'll vote. I'll vote. All right, you guys ready for this list? Are you guys ready for the list? It's a prestigious list. And look, one of the main reasons I wanted to do this live is because I want your feedback as I'm doing it. So as I'm going over these 24 labels and studios, react, tell me if you agree, you disagree. What's your favorite release from this label or studio of 2023? This is all based on 2023. Studios, boutique labels in 2023 ranked 24 of them. I've got my reasons for all of these, but let me know what you think in the chats as we go. So I'm going to try to get into the chat as much as I can during this, but I probably won't be able to get to everybody because I'm going to try to power through this as fast as I can. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, let's do it. Number 24. Number 24. Let's talk about Mill Creek. Mill Creek Entertainment is my number 24. Look, I like Mill Creek. They put out nice, budget-friendly Blu-rays, and they did some decent stuff in 2023. But the main thing I love Mill Creek for is those retro VHS slipcovers, and they only did 3 this year. They usually do like 3 runs of them, and they only did 1 run. And the biggest sin that they committed in 2023, in my opinion, sorry guys, is that they put out Problem Child with a nice retro VHS slipcover and didn't do the second one to match it. I figured they would do it later on in the year. They never did. So that's why they're on my shit list right now. And that's why they're at 24. If you're going to do Problem Child with a nice retro VHS slipcover, do the second one. You got them. You did a DVD of both of them. So, but what they do? A Miami Vice Steelbook. They did that The Thing Steelbook. That was a cool Steelbook. Maybe they should be 23. I'm going to keep them at 24 for the reasons I've already stated. They did a couple cool Steelbooks. They got more cool ones coming out in February. So they may be a little bit higher next year. In the Cuts, Meg Ryan. Decent release. Mark Ruffalo was in that movie. But, it's Mill Creek. They don't light the world on fire. They just put out decent enough Blu-rays at an affordable price. And sometimes they put cool retro VHS slipcovers on them. So they're 24. They're 24. In the grand scheme of things, I think that's a good spot for Mill Creek. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Mill Creek? All right, let's go to 23. This is a label that I really like, but they did jack shit in 2023. All right. Jack and shit. I might as well just cuss all night now. Blue Underground. Pretty disappointing 2023 for Blue Underground. They've been slowing it down, I feel like. Now, they did just announce a new release. What the hell is it called? Goodbye, Uncle Tom. It's like a 4-disc set. It's got tons of special features I just talked about on the Physical Media Report. So it looks like they've got a good release coming. But last year they did the Jess Franco movies in February. And then they just did nothing for like the whole year. Maybe they did like The Girl from Rio. Did that come out? I don't even remember anybody getting that or showing that off. So they haven't really been doing a lot of like new releases. I mean, they did God Told Me To, Toolbox Murders a year before, but they haven't really gotten any new titles to put out. So just because of their lack of putting stuff out, the quantity, and it's not all about the quantity, guys. You know, what they do put out is quality. Those Jess Franco movies look great on 4K. But, you know, you can't get up very high if you're just putting out 2 releases in the calendar year. So Blue Underground is my 2023. Coming in at 22 is, I don't know if anybody consider this a studio, but RLJE Films, number 22. I consider them a smaller studio. They do some good work. You know, they license a lot of the Shudder horror films, so it's cool that Shudder it's cool that Shudder allows their stuff to be put out physically anyway, because a lot of streaming services don't do that. So I'm grateful for that. And you know, they did one of my favorite steelbooks of the year, Skinamarink. They did a Skinamarink steelbook. I actually like this movie. It's weird and experimental, but I was engaged watching it. They also did a run of really cool steelbooks. They've got another run of steelbooks coming, Walmart exclusive. They did Bone Tomahawk, which is a movie I love, absolutely love. I wish there was a 4K of it, but there's not. So, and they, you know, like I said, do a lot of Shudder originals, put them out on Blu-ray. They're kind of on my shit list too, because there for a while they were doing Blu-rays with slipcovers, and they were like 12, 13 bucks. I would get them at Best Buy all the time. And I've got a nice little shelf of RLJEs with slipcovers, and they just line up perfectly because they have that like blank blue thing at the top. And they stopped doing it. They become so inconsistent with the slips. I know some people don't care about cardboard. I get it. But it's like VHS 99 came out, had no slip. VHS 94 had a slip. I don't even know what VHS 85 is going to have, but there's a steelbook coming out with that. So yeah, it's just the lack of consistency with their slip covers, and they did okay. You know, they did okay. 2023. That's why they're at 22. Some cool steel books, you know, but RLJE Films 22. I think it's a good spot. I think that's a good spot for them. Coming at 21, are you all ready to get a little controversial? I feel like most people will agree. Some might not. But let me put this release to the side since I've talked about it. To be honest, like I thought about putting this studio last, just on principle, because they do nothing but piss me off all the time. They do nothing but piss me off all the time because they have all these movies that they're just sitting on, and it kills me. Like every day it destroys me. All the movies that they have that they refuse to upgrade or do anything with. It's just nuts. Or license. Like it's crazy. But the reason I didn't put them last, and of course, guys, look, I'm talking about Disney. Disney's 21. Disney's 21. The reason I didn't put them last is because they did something that I've been asking for them to do or calling for them to do for like the past 2 or 3 years. They put out The Mandalorian. They put some of their streaming shows on physical, which was cool. It was cool for fans of those shows and you know, movies like Prey on Hulu. They put this out. That was a cool thing for them to do. I got to give them a little bit of credit for that. And then Cinderella, Snow White, some of their classic movies they put out on 4K. And from what I heard, they were beautiful restorations. And then, of course, they got all the Marvel junk and all the other crap they put out, like the Haunted Mansion. They still do exclusives, steelbooks, that whole thing. But I just can't get them any higher up than 21. I just can't. You know, like I said, they could be doing so much more. Like they have so much. Like the Hollywood Picture stuff, the Touchstone stuff, the entire Fox catalog, Fox Searchlight. Where the hell is Barbarian? Okay. I made a video last year talking about Barbarian. Where's it at on Blu-ray? Why isn't it coming out? I got a bunch of comments saying, well, the producer, Roy Lee or whatever, announced on Instagram that, you know, they're doing special features. It should be out soon, Ken. Don't worry about it. It's coming. Where is it? It's nowhere to be found. Everybody forgot about it. Barbarian's not coming to physical media because Disney doesn't care. Such a weird thing. That movie did good at the movie theaters. It did good in the box office. Critically, it was received critically well. People enjoyed it. It's a horror movie, for Christ's sake. And people would have ate that up and bought it en masse. Like, Disney's just the prime example of everything that's wrong at a studio level with movies and physical media. They're just the primary example. And I despise them. I just really despise them. It's ridiculous because I'll go over on the shelf. I'll be like, I want to do it when I'm doing my videos. Oh, movies that need 4Ks. I'll go over there and start. This one needs a 4K. This one needs a 4K. Hollywood Pictures, Touchstone, Fox. It's like they're just sitting on so much. And I'm not saying that they have to do it. They don't have to do the work. Just let somebody else do it. Let Kino do it. Let Criterion do it. Let Arrow Video do it. License your stuff out. You can say what you want about Universal or Warner Brothers or Paramount, but you look at all these boutique labels, they've got their logos on the side of them. So even if they're not putting the stuff out, they're at least licensing and licensing it out to other people to do. And Disney's not doing any of that. They don't care because they don't want you to have these movies. They don't want you to own these movies. And pretty soon this will be a widespread problem. And it won't just be Disney. It'll be all the studios. I can already see it coming. They don't want you to own anything. They want you to pay for a streaming service to be able to watch these movies. So they are intentionally holding on to them. And it's maddening. It's absolutely maddening. So to be honest, I'm talking myself into just bumping them back to 24, but they suck so bad. And yeah, they put out Prey. Good for them. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Who cares? WandaVision, Loki, Mandalorian. I've heard Falcon and Winter Soldier's coming. Cool. It's awesome. I think it's awesome. I really do. But so that's Disney. Disney at 21. Whew. I get so damn mad. Whew. Okay. I'm done talking about Disney. Let's move on to Synapse Films at 20. This was a little surprising that I got Synapse at 20. They do good work, like they do, but they just didn't do a lot this year. And they did the Phenomenon 4K, but that came out the year before. Tenebrae came out on 4K again with a slipcover, but that came out the year before. So it's like they didn't really do anything that new as far as like 4Ks. They did the Covenants, I think was a 4K. I didn't get that one. They did some good Blu-rays like McBain. Is that the one? Was that what it was called? Black Circle. They consistently put stuff out all year, some new stuff, but they didn't do a ton. So I think 20 is a fair spot for Synapse. They've had better years. Their quality is always just great. Like, I think it's McBain. That's the movie, right? Christopher Walken. I watched that. Good movie. But their Blu-rays, like I swear to God, if you told me that their Blu-rays were 4Ks, I would believe you. If you said, here's a 4K of McBain and I put it in, I wouldn't question it because their Blu-rays look like they're 4Ks. Like they're so good. So yeah, I noticed that when they did The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, Massacre at Central High, like those are like some of the best 4K transfers that were not 4Ks that I've ever seen. So I don't know how they do it, but like their transfers are perfect. But since I didn't do a ton, I think 20 is a fair spot. Number 19. This is an interesting one. At number 19, and I'm going to get to the chat here in a second, guys. But at number 19, we got Visual Vengeance, also Wild Eye releasing. I think Wild Eye is responsible for Visual Vengeance, but I had to put Visual Vengeance on this list, and I got them up pretty high because like I just think their releases are they're really cool, and they're also really interesting. Um, these Replicator and Abomination, I watched these two, but they also came out with a few others, the Linnea Quigley movie, Lichen Colony, Vampires and Other Stereotypes. I think they came out with a couple earlier on in the year. So I think they had like maybe 8 or 10 releases that came out this year. But their work and what they do with these, like just putting these shitty movies out with this like really cool packaging with just all these fun additives in it. I don't know. I just think it's really awesome. And they have really cool artwork, you know, on the actual Blu-ray case. They have reversible artwork and they put stickers on the inside. They just put cool stuff in here. I think the Replicator has like glasses in it, like 3D glasses. So, I mean, these movies weren't the best. They're not the best movies. I need to watch some of the other ones. But I just think they're cool and, they're cool collectible items to have in the collection. And it's cool they're doing stuff like this. Movies that I think The Abomination was like going for $100 on VHS, and they put this out for $20 on Blu-ray with a bunch of cool booklets and tons. I didn't even get into that, but these have tons. They're loaded with special features. Loaded with special features. New special features, not old ones. So, I mean, they have some archival stuff, but like all kinds of new interviews and Replicator from 2022. And I just think it's really cool. I haven't even dug into all the other releases, but I'm sure they got some good special features as well. So I think TerraVision, like, not the best movies, but in terms of the cool stuff they do with their packaging and all the special features they add, I think they earned a number 19 spot. All right, let me get into the chat a little bit. I got 6 down, and then we'll continue. We got Planet CHH in here. What's up, Christian? How you doing, buddy? Now I got to go all the way back. I don't even remember where I left off. Is Encino Man Warner Brothers or is it Disney? I think it's Disney. It has to be Disney. Has to be Disney. Yeah, I mean, they're putting out a really stunning release soon, like that 4-disc set. Goodbye, Uncle Tom. All right. Try to get through the chat a little bit. Oh, we got 5 releases? I don't know. Just in my mind, I was thinking 2. I know that Girl from Rio was supposed to come out. I couldn't remember if it did or not. Yeah, you do find a lot of those at the Dollar Tree. Yeah. Well, no, I mean RLJE's also they're doing a ton of stuff. Like they're doing all the Shudder originals. And they're doing other movies as well. I'd say they put out at least 12 to 15 new movies from Shudder alone. Like Christmas Bloody Christmas was an RLJE that came out this year. I really like that movie. Yeah. I mean, we got Aliens, True Lies, and The Abyss coming, right? But no release date, no pre-order. What's going on? Yep, pretty way overpriced. Yeah. Yeah. They did some surprising moves for sure. I never thought that they would do Mandalorian physical. I never thought they would. So the fact that they did that, but that was just like, throwing us a bone so we'd shut up for about 3 weeks. And it worked. And now what? Now what? Now what? Nowhere to be found, Mel. Nowhere to be found. Yeah, I need to do the same. It's not a priority, but it's just I mean, it is a priority for me, but I mean, I get why it's not for you. Maybe you know, didn't like it or whatever, but it's just weird. It was a new movie. It was in theaters. Everything else gets a release that was in theaters. Like, why does that not? It wasn't a streaming movie. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why just cherry pick that movie to not get a Blu-ray? I just feel like it's a mistake. Like, and they're not listening to anybody. I just don't get it. Like maybe they were meant to do it and then they just forgot. I don't know. Yeah. Uh, that would be awesome. I mean, just think all the incredible releases. Like physical media would have like a resurgence like no other if they got all of Disney's and Fox stuff and all these labels got a hold of all that. They'd be having a field day. We would get like people. I do feel like sometimes people are really hard on like the labels and what they announce sometimes. And I feel like at this point, it's like, how much left do they have to get? And what are they able to actually access? Should we really be blaming the boutique labels for what they're putting out when they're not able to have access to all of this stuff because the studios are holding on to it? It's it's crazy. And it's like we're gonna get to a point where they're just announcing the most obscure movies that nobody's ever heard of, and because that's all they got left, you know, or to re-release something else they did in the past. Um, but if like Disney just opened up their entire library to all the labels, like we'd be getting banger announcements like every day, every single day. They would go nuts. They would have a field day. Yeah, I'll tell you something. I bought Prey on 4K because I wanted to support it. Um, and I've had no desire to watch it. I watched it on streaming and I liked it. I liked it, but it's like I have no desire to rewatch it. Like if I want to rewatch a Predator movie, I'll rewatch the first one because I haven't seen that it's in probably 5 years. I don't think I've watched that since the 4K came out. So it's like if I want to watch a Predator movie, I'll watch that one. Why would I rewatch Prey? You know, when the old one that's literally perfect is just sitting there with a great 4K. Uh, oh. Well, not just that. They had a big year. They had a big year. Yeah, yeah. And I mean that you got to give them a little credit for that. You know, putting out all these streaming movies. Dude, preach, preach. I could do a whole stream on Rob Schneider movies that need upgrades. I'd be bitching about that all day. But I will say, I got. Let me grab it. Oh my god, I hit my table. I got a few Rob Schneider bootlegs, and I'm happy to have them. This is the Rob Schneider collection. Deuce Bigelow and Deuce Bigelow European Gigolo. I don't think I have the animal. Maybe he did send me the animal. I can't remember. Um, yeah, somebody did those for me, and I am eternally grateful for some of the movies he sent me. He sent me the Beverly Hillbillies on Blu-ray, which is one of my favorite movies from my childhood. All right. All right, where are we going next? 202 people in here. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. We are moving on to number 18, and that is TerraVision. You know, TerraVision launched in 2022, and I'm a fan of what TerraVision is doing, trying to create the same kind of model as Vinegar Syndrome. Um, I'll be honest, I haven't watched any of their releases, but they did do this uh, this cool Linnea Quigley horror workout, which I thought was cool. They've done all kinds of releases this year. Cube, it's like the 2021 version. This Lost in the 80s collection. Malum on 4K. They started getting into 4K, and their packaging's great. It's just like Vinegar Syndrome, and they've got a subscription model. And I feel like they're an up and comer. They're a big up and comer, and you can tell that they're working hard to make this happen. You know, they're working hard to make their label legitimate. I think they're struggling a little bit with announcing stuff and not being able to follow through on it as quickly as I think that a lot of people expect, but I think they'll get better and they'll improve. And I could see TerrorVision being on the level of like a Vinegar Syndrome in maybe 2 or 3 years' time if they keep gaining momentum and supporters. But I'm a fan of what they're doing. They add a lot of good special features in their releases as well. And whenever I do dive into the stuff that I bought from them, I bought like 6 or 7 releases from them. I'll make sure to do a video to talk about them and give some more insight on the releases themselves. But I'm a fan of what they're doing. I think they've got a good model. I think they've got some good leadership over there, good head on their shoulders. You know, they're rescuing all these lost, obscure films from the 70s and 80s, and it's cool. I'm a fan of what they're doing, and I hope that they continue to do it. And I would encourage you all to support them because they're doing good stuff. All right, coming in at number 17 is 88 Films. 88 Films, I feel like was pretty quiet in 2023. Not quiet in terms of they didn't put anything out, but they kind of quietly just put stuff out like every month and were just very consistent all year. They do a lot of releases that I'm not completely drawn to, but I was fortunate enough to get a lot of them through my partnership with MVD, and I need to crack into some of these for sure. But they did crazy movies like Taxi Hunter, which I'm pretty sure this is like some kind of Hong Kong action film. Isn't there like a zombie spin to it or something? I think like an infection kind of deal. But I need to check this out. In the Line of Duty, this incredible 4-film box set, like they're just doing cool stuff that I don't feel like enough people's paying attention to. This Long Arm of the Law set, I think this is 88 Films. I'm gonna feel stupid if it's not. We'll say it's 88. That's 88 Films. But yeah, some cool box sets. I feel like they're doing at least 2 or 3 releases every single month. They're doing stuff overseas, UK exclusives that are some 4Ks like Burial Ground they did. And yeah, they're consistent. They put out good stuff. And I know there's a lot of fans of them. And I haven't personally checked out enough of their stuff to really feel like I can comment on the quality of the releases, but I like what they're doing. They're doing good work, and I think number 17 is a good spot for 88 Films. All right, I can't even see this. Number 16, Sony. Number 16 is Sony. We have another studio label. I like Sony. I like what they're doing. They did a lot of cool steelbooks in 2023. What steelbook did they do? Oh, the Air Force One steelbook, Mask of Zorro steelbooks. They do good work. They didn't have the same kind of year that they did in 2022. They were way higher on my list in 2022 because they had the Columbia Classics box set. They had that big Sony Picture Classic box set. They didn't really do any box sets this year, but they did some good work. So I Married an Axe Murderer was a really cool release from them. They had some really good steel books, but a lot of their steel books were just like re-releases of stuff they'd done before, but they added the Dolby Vision, which was nice. Cliffhanger, was one that was cool. And I like their work. They did good work. They do a lot of Blu-ray stuff for their catalog titles as well, which I appreciate. So, they have pretty consistent like new Blu-ray release announcements. I'm trying to think if there's anything else big that Sony did. Of course, like their newer movies, like Across the Spider-Verse, they put out and all that kind of stuff. Trying to think. there's anything else big from them. I feel like I'm missing something, but yeah, they had a decent year. Wasn't great, but the quality of their work is always good. I just didn't feel like they killed it on the same level that they did the year before. But if you disagree, let me know. I'm gonna take a drink of water real quick. Coming in at number 15 is another studio. Does anybody want to guess what studio this is? Boom. Universal. Universal is coming in at 15. And you know what? Universal did some good work. They did some good work. They did Jaws 2 this year, which was super awesome. They did that Alfred Hitchcock box set, Volume 3, which I actually thought was better than Volume 2 in terms of what movies were in them, at least the ones that I watched. But Rope was excellent, and The Man Who Knew Too Much was awesome too. Frenzy was really cool also. But the transfers were great. Jaws 2 was a great transfer. I had problems with them not adding anything new in terms of special features. And I have to give them credit for this beautiful Steelbook set, Best Buy exclusive of Halloween trilogy. Even though I don't love these movies, somebody sent this to me, but it's a beautiful Steelbook set. And, they put out a lot of stuff. The animation stuff like Illumination, I think DreamWorks is both through Universal. They put that stuff out. I think so. Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, and a lot of people are really high on that transfer. I think didn't one of the Minions movies come out? Mario, of course, came out from Universal. They do a lot of the Blumhouse stuff. Now, here's the thing with Universal. They did a lot of shady stuff with that, releasing a Blu-ray and then a few months later doing a 4K. And I got to hold them back for that a little bit because it's pretty dirty. The kind of stuff they were doing with Violent Night, putting it out on Blu-ray and then announcing a 4K Steelbook, which I bought. And I also bought the Blu-ray. Megan putting it out on Blu-ray, announcing a 4K Steelbook. So I got to hold them back a little bit for that because that's some shady stuff. Black Phone came out on Blu-ray, came out on 4K. And a lot of people were pretty upset with that tactic, and they feel like really the main studio that's doing that. Warner Brothers has a little bit of that going on. But it feels like Universal is like the main one that's doing that kind of stuff on a more consistent basis. But those Universal Essential collector sets were really cool. Somebody brought those up earlier. I didn't ever get one of those, but they're really cool, like Arrow type box set releases. I think they did like 6 of those or something. And I got to call out, this release right here. Maybe I should have had them up higher because I'm thinking about all this stuff now. It came from outer space. This was one of my favorite 4Ks of the year. Honestly, I did my top 15 the other day. This might break my top 30 because I just thought it was a great looking 4K. But that was a cool release. They definitely did good work. So 15, maybe they could have been a couple spots higher, but like I said, they did some shady stuff with that Violent Night and Megan. So I gotta hold them back a little bit. And they're saying that they put out Black Phone on 4K, and that 4K sucked. So at least that's the word on the street. Coming at number 14 is MBD Rewind Collection. You could really just say MBD though, in general. Their marquee stuff and everything MBD. But I'll say the Rewind Collection because I was a big fan of their Laser Vision releases this year. I didn't bring it over, but Swamp Thing and Ghoulies came out on 4K through the MBD Rewind Laser Vision line. And I thought they were really cool releases and they had some good features and they looked great. Like I didn't expect, because sometimes I love MVD Rewind, but their transfers don't always look great on their Blu-rays. So I didn't expect their 4Ks to be as good as they ended up being, but they're actually like really quality 4Ks. Like Ghoulies look fantastic and Swamp Thing look fantastic. And I just got Cutting Class on 4K. I'm hoping to check that out soon, but I'm sure that looks great as well. And also, like the stuff they were doing at the beginning of the year, like The Last American Version, I love this release. And I think it had some new special features as well. And this is a really great movie. I loved at the beginning of the year. They did Men at Work, LA Wars, Killzone. I'm just looking at stuff on my shelf now. But they did some good work this year. Rain Man, they put out on 4K, which was a really cool get for them as well. So yeah, I liked MVD's work in 2023. I was just really impressed by their laser vision line and the 4Ks they put out. So I got him up to 14. Coming at number 13, this is a label that I am just now starting to kind of dip my toes into. But I feel like they have a fan base, and it's a big fan base, and a lot of people get excited for their releases. And I feel like they did some really good, exciting stuff in 2023, and that is Severin. It's coming in at number 13. They're kind of strange to me. I don't know exactly how they do they don't do like a month-to-month release thing. I don't feel like they just announced their March stuff, so I don't know if they didn't have any January or February stuff. Or maybe they did, and I'm just not. I feel like they did stuff in Black Friday, and then now they're doing the March announcements. So I don't feel like it's like month to month. So I don't feel like their output is as much as some of the other boutiques, but I did enjoy The Church on 4K. Thought this was a great restoration, a lot of great features, and I still haven't watched it, but I'm hoping to dive into this Della Morte Delamore very soon. So yeah, they impressed me with just their lead up to their Black Friday sales, all the stuff they were announcing, the way they announced it, the way they rolled it out. I thought it was a really cool, kind of unique way to roll out your announcements and get people excited, build hype and anticipation. So I was very impressed with that. I was impressed with I wish I would have got it, but I just didn't know what it was going to be at the time. But that last picture show box set that had the Maniac 2 cover that everybody got in those little plushy dolls. I thought that was really cool, even though I didn't get it myself. I saw everybody else get it. I think Garrett, who might still be in the chat, and Dead Pit and Christian, I'll unboxed them and showed them off, and they looked really good. So yeah, I was impressed with some of the stuff that Severin was doing this year. They were doing what they call the Danza Macabre sets. That looked really cool. Those box sets. They did the Black Emmanuel porno box that everybody was grabbing and loved. So I feel like the Severin fan base were very happy with what Severin did in 2023. And even though I didn't experience it myself personally, I try to take everything into account when I'm doing these rankings. My own personal enjoyment, but also what I feel like the fan reception of these specific labels is. And some of these labels, I don't feel like I have my finger on the pulse enough to really gauge where it's at. But Severin, I feel like I hear enough people talk about it that I can feel comfortable putting it at number 13 on my list. And I'm probably going to end up getting that Burial Ground release from them as well. But yeah, what do you guys think about that? Is any Severin fans out there? Severin films? Let's see. Did I go through another 6? I did. All right. Before I get into the top 12, let me get back into the chat real quick. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the negative. That's the negative of Severin, because these 2 titles, as nice as they look and they are, were $115 for me. Which is pretty comparable to Vinegar Syndrome, but it's slightly more. But their prices are a little high. A little high. All right. Trying to scroll through. Like I said, I can't. Yeah, I gotta add that in there. Y'all keep complaining about where I got stuff. I have to do like complete collection reorganization pretty soon, right? I'm like out of room everywhere. But I finally organized my Western box sets. I got them all together. Now everybody's complaining about my VSUs. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Cool Runnings. Are you kidding me? On 4K? Like a VSU? Get out of here. I'd be done collecting. Give me Blank Check a nice 4K steelbook of Blank Check with a slipcover, I'll quit collecting. I'm done. I'm cashing in. I'm cashing in that check. I'm out of here. That's all I need. Come on. Yeah, I'm just I haven't checked out the films. I don't know how good they are. I'm just impressed with how they've grown and how they've made themselves feel so important in such a short amount of time. Like they feel relevant right now in the physical media world. So it's very impressive. The Slasher Classic Collection, 88 films did was pretty much Blu-rays before. Oh, they did a Slasher Classic Collection? How old is that? Yeah, we need that Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin was a good man. So were you guys. Black Hawk Down redo was better than the first one. It was better. Well, actually, I can't say that. I didn't watch I had Black Hawk Down in 4K, but that 4K looked great. It looked great. They didn't do enough, Gus. You know it. They did so much more in 2022. Like they did so much in 2022. See, Fright Night was in 2022. That was a great steelbook. Great transfer too. Yeah, the Ghostbusters. See, the Ghostbusters set was the year before. That was another thing they did. The Ghostbusters set. The Muppet movie, yeah. I kind of forgot about the Muppet movie. I didn't get the Muppet movie. I still need to get that. I understand that. I just, I felt like they were falling behind this year. Their quality's great though. It's always great. Yeah, that Hitchcock collection and Jaws 2 just put Universal a little bit higher for me, and It Came from Outer Space. I feel like they did more releases I enjoyed. The Megan Steelbook and Violent Night Steelbook, both of those were really awesome. Oh, look, we found the 4K 6 months later, yeah. Well, the people that they always say, if we don't buy that Blu-ray, we're not going to get that 4K, so they make you feel like you have to get it. Oh, nice. Nice it was that cheap. I think it was like 35 when it came out. Yeah, I understand that, and I understand that. I just feel like they stepped up this year. I feel like they did some really good stuff, you know. I didn't get to experience it all yet, but I feel like it was just, they were doing some good stuff. Just too expensive. Oh, what's up, Daniel? The Cobwebs channel. Definitely go check him out. He's doing some great stuff over on the Cobwebs channel. Still Pissed 7 released several movies I want at prices I'm not willing to pay. Really wish Arrow or Vincent got them instead. Yeah, that sucks for sure. That's why it's so hard to decide like if you want to get from them or not. Because it's like, oh, we're releasing The Church, but it's $50 plus shipping. Like, come on. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Daniel reviewed the Danza Macabre collection on his channel. Fix my VSG. Do you want me to fix it right now live? Maybe when I get the Vinegar Syndrome, I'll fix them. I haven't got the Vinegar Syndrome yet. Yes, I would love that. I would love both of those. I want Office Space on 4K. Are you kidding me? I want Office Space. Not gonna work here anymore. All right, let's go to number 12. New label on the block. New label on the block made its debut in 2023, and they Look, I only watched maybe like 3 or 4 of their releases, but they just came out of the gate swinging, and I'm just kinda like TerraVision, only a little bit more prestige. UK-based label, started up by the guy who used to work at Arrow Video. Radiance Films at number 12. And much like TerraVision, I'm just even though I didn't watch all the releases and most of them are Blu-rays, I don't think Radiance did a 4K this year. Like, I'm just impressed just out of the gate, just quality and consistency, like, all year. Like, all year. So I honestly coulda had them up higher, but just because they were doing some great work, but because I haven't checked out enough of their stuff, I feel like 12 was a good spot. But, they did some really good stuff. Um, this Casa Nostra box set was really cool. They were doing box sets. Messiah of Evil, they did a nice box set for. Um, the Sunday Woman I watched, that was a really good movie. I just finished watching one a couple nights ago. The Murders. God, what was it called? I can't remember what it's called. Something Murders, but it was a black and white film. And just like Synops, like I thought I was watching a 4K. I was like, this transfer is incredible. It was a 4K scan, but I was like, damn, this looks so good. Like it looked excellent. So their scans are great. They got good features. Um, you know, Criterion type packaging. So no, I mean, they have cool box sets also, which is cool. But I mean, this was their first year and they probably put out like, I don't know, it felt like 30 or 40 titles in the first year. So I feel like 12 is a good spot for Radiance. All right, so number 11, another label that I wish I had more of, but they are in Australia, and I just don't, um, not into spending all those import costs. Even though I could get a lot of their stuff on Diabolic, but I appreciate what they do, and they're very consistent, and they're always announcing stuff, and they're always announcing cool releases and stuff that we don't get on Blu-ray in the States. They're announcing on Blu-ray. But Imprint's coming in at number 11. They just do a lot of work. I mean, I don't think they've gotten into 4K yet, but and the only release I bought from them this year was Bug. And now apparently Kino Lorber's doing the 4K again. So, but I bought this because I think this one at least has some new features in it. Maybe. They did so many like cool box sets. I wanted that Walter Hill set. I really did. I should have got it. I just should have got it. But I didn't. And I think it's going for like $250 now. And they did that Sidney Lumet box set recently. Gene Hackman got a box set. Jennifer Connelly got a box set. Like they just do all kinds of stuff. They're announcing like 6 or 7 releases every single month. And I'm not a massive fan of their packaging. Like it feels kind of cheap if I'm being honest. And I felt one of their box sets before and it's very cheap as well. It feels very cheap. So I think packaging wise, like they look cool, but they don't feel the best. It's not like holding an Arrow Video or a Second Sight. So I think they could improve on their packaging, but I can't deny that they're just putting in consistent work and they're restoring stuff that doesn't have Blu-rays, and they're doing all kinds of brand new special features. Like even if it has a Blu-ray release over here or somewhere else, like they're adding new features to make it worth picking up. But if you live in the States, it's going to cost you to import some of these titles. And, depending on what you're willing to pay, that could be a negative or a positive. But yeah, Imprint, they do good work. So I had to put them on this list and rank them pretty high because they're just very consistent and they've done incredible box sets. And I know people that love Imprint. They're just super into Imprint and they love everything they do. And I can lump Viavision in with Imprint, I feel like, and they did that Stephen King box set and a lot of cool Blu-rays with cool lenticular slipcovers and, doing some good work over there in Australia. And they need people to do that for them now. They need the Imprints and maybe another label I'll name here in a second. to help the collectors, still have something to collect since all these studios or Disney pulled out. That's another thing. God, I didn't even mention that about Disney. Disney pulling out of Australia and then all of a sudden announcing all the Marvel shows and Prey on 4K and Blu-ray. Like, what the hell? What the hell is that? Just across the board, Disney sucks. But yeah, I'm glad that Australia has imprints. I'm glad they have, again, another label I'll mention soon. To do good work for them. All right, let's move on. We're in the top 10 now. We're in the top 10. Still got 190 people in here. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. We're in the top 10. Number 10. It's a studio. It's another studio. Who is it? I'm going to go with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, 100th anniversary. 100th anniversary for Warner Brothers. I'm going to be honest. I feel like they had the 100th anniversary and they put a lot of stuff out on 4K. I don't feel like they put as much out as they should have on 4K, it being their 100th anniversary, but they did have a lot of cool 4K releases. But have we heard like hardly anything coming out from them besides like the theater stuff so far this year? I feel like we heard about a lot more stuff coming last year around this time from Warner Brothers. Are they going to be silent and not give us anything this year? Anyway, we're not talking about this year. We're talking about 2024 or 2023. And they did a lot of good work. I had some issues with The Exorcist, but that probably has more to do with how the film was made, not so much Warner Brothers' fault. I know some people had issues with the color grading and stuff and the way it looked in the last 30 minutes, but I didn't have so much problem with that. But I did have a problem with them, cutting all the special features out, only offering them on the UK release. And, it was cool that they had the director's cut and the theatrical cut on 4K. So I'll give them credit for that. And I didn't bring it over here, but that Exorcist Bible edition was my favorite box set release of the year. Really awesome. That was Warner Brothers UK, but still Warner Brothers. But The Fugitive on 4K was a great release. Like everybody was asking me, why wasn't The Fugitive on your top 15 of the year, Ken? I thought this was a great transfer. It just didn't make it into the top 10, but still a great transfer. The color purple, I thought it was the best work that Warner Bros. Did all year. And then you got, pulling stuff off the shelf at this point. Maltese Falcon, all these classic movies, Rebel Without a Cause on 4K, Cool Hand Luke. So I feel like the 100th anniversary elevated Warner Brothers up into the top 10. They did some cool steelbooks as well. I love the Vacation steelbook, National Lampoon's Vacation on 4K. That was a really cool release. So yeah, they did some good work. They did some good work, but it just has me question, like, where are they going for this year? Do they have anything planned, or did they just blow their load on 2023 and now they're just going to take 2024 off? Like, if they don't give us Nightmare on Elm Street this year, like what the hell? What the hell? But they did Rocky. They did Rocky on 4K. Like, some people had issues with those 4Ks. I thought they looked pretty good for the most part. Not the best of the year, but I thought they looked good. I'm trying to think what else they gave us. Rocky 4Ks, Training Day on 4K, Enter the Dragon on 4K. A lot of good stuff. They did good work. They did good work. And Barbie looked great on 4K. It was a big Warner Brothers movie that came out. All right, so number 9 is another Australian label. And I was pretty blind to this label before this year. But Umbrella Entertainment. Umbrella Entertainment. I was very fortunate to work myself into a little bit of a partnership with Umbrella. So I do get their stuff to review and showcase on the channel. I try not to let that make me biased, but the fact that I'm getting all this stuff and I'm seeing firsthand just how incredible it is definitely elevates the label for me a little bit. But just cool box sets. Like, their box sets are like Arrow video quality. And I love the fact that this is Possession, which I did watch this. The 4K looked good. I don't think it had HDR though. And you could definitely tell a little bit. It's a very gloomy movie anyway. So I don't know how much that would have helped it, but, it's a wild ass movie. This was like, people told me this was insane. and I wasn't prepared for Sam Neill's performance or the other actress that I can't remember her name. But that whole like subway scene where she's like throwing herself on the wall and like throwing her groceries everywhere, and it's wild. But I really liked it though. But I like how they put the slip covers in the box sets. Arrow doesn't do that. So that's one thing that Umbrella has over Arrow. They got the slip covers inside the box sets, whereas Arrow would just put the case inside. So yeah, some really cool box sets, and they just do really fun stuff with their releases as well. We got that Mario Brothers 4K. It's getting ready to come out. The Trust the Fungus edition that just has all kind like a magazine and all this really cool stuff. Lore of the Illusions. I just talked about this on the channel. They got art cards. They got booklets, not posters, but everything. How can you hate on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey when you have this nice like storybook edition from Umbrella? Like this edition makes this terrible movie like feel great. Like if anybody, because I watch a lot of like movie reviewers content, and I like to gauge how all the current movies are kind of sitting with everybody. And everybody puts Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey as on their worst of the year list. And I wouldn't put it on my worst of the year list because I watched this nice Umbrella edition, the storybook Umbrella edition. And because I did that, I liked it. I liked the movie. So yeah, just cool stuff like that. The weird release, the 4K release they put out was really cool. Really awesome release. And like I said, they do fun stuff. They, like sent me a Hawaiian shirt that I wore for too many videos in a row. They did this talk to me hands. They had the talk to me. I'm not going to get it out, but they had the hand in here from the movie Talk to Me. They did Talk to Me on 4K, nice steelbook box set. The FP quadrilogy. Come on now. Those were wild, insane movies. I enjoyed them. Just all kinds of cool stuff. I don't know. Oh, this was a really cool one. But their box sets are amazing. I Saw the Devil. This nice Blu-ray box. Look at the artwork on that. It's so good. So good. So yeah, I now that I've gotten the Umbrella stuff and I've got to watch it and enjoy it and unbox it, I think they're killing it. I think they're doing some incredible work over there on Umbrella, and consistent work. Like every month we get 4 or 5 new Umbrella announcements, and it's awesome. I'm here for it. Kids, the Blu-ray edition of Kids, Larry Clark's Kids. That was a really cool announcement. Umbrella just all year long, banger after banger. Did some really great work. The Last Wave on 4K, Sky Pirates, the Pusher trilogy. Just great stuff. Great stuff from Umbrella. If you're an Umbrella fan, let me know. All right, coming in at number 8. Some people may flinch if you're fans of this label, but I feel like this is a fair spot. So hear me out. Criterion coming in at number 8. Criterion's coming in at number 8. Criterion had a really good year. They did. And if you're a Criterion head, this is where it kind of gets into like personal preference territory, right? Because there are people that are Criterion heads that will buy everything that Criterion puts out, and they will enjoy everything Criterion puts out. And it's the perfect label for their own specific tastes. And they would have it up at number 1, But for me, the fact that I don't really buy every Criterion, I may enjoy 8 or 10 of the Criterion releases a year. And most of them I get on sales. I think number 8's a good spot. They did good work. They did some exciting stuff this year. Some stuff I was really excited about. The Freaks box set, I was really excited to get in. This is an amazing box set. 3 movies from Todd Browning in the set. After Hours, first time, not just on Blu-ray, but 4K as well. They put out Martin Scorsese film. Thelma and Louise. This was in my top 3 4Ks of the year. I thought that this was an amazing transfer. Such great work. Nice digipack as well. This movie was a very personal movie to me because I remember watching it as a kid and I was so excited when they announced it. But La Bamba, did I pronounce it right? Great release of La Bamba. I love the little flyer they put on the inside as well. And this looked great. This was just a Blu-ray, but it looked great. It was a 4K scan, which tells you that maybe Sony will do a 4K of this later on down the line, possibly. But great release. And this one I watched because everybody was recommending it. But Chilly Scenes of Winter was a really great release as well. Really, really good movie with the dad from Home Alone, John Hurd. So I enjoyed a lot. Mildred Pierce on 4K was beautiful. Mean Streets, they did that before Second Sight. I just reviewed that. That, Criterion had a lot of good features and was a beautiful 4K. And trying to think if they did anything else. I know I watched a couple other Criterions this year, but Criterion's a great label, consistent announcements. They do the work. They're doing great work. 4Ks look amazing. I feel like they're lacking a little bit in the special features game right now. Sometimes I don't feel like they put as many special features as they should on their releases, or they used to. The Others was a really good release. I watched that. That was a good Criterion. So a lot of good work this year coming out of Criterion. I just don't feel like I watched enough to get them any higher than number 8. All right, we'll do one more and I'll get back to the comments. Number 7. I feel like this label, or this studio, was much higher on my list last year. I feel like they were like number 3 or number 4. But they just didn't do enough for me this year. They did good stuff, They continued their Steelbook gimmick. I just didn't feel like they did their best work in that either. But Lionsgate comes in at number 7. Lionsgate's still doing good work. If they could have squeezed out Kill Bill on 4K and Jackie Brown on 4K, may have bumped them up a couple spots. But the fact that they couldn't get those out, number 7's as high as I can get them. But they were still doing awesome steelbooks all year. The Wicker Man 4K steelbook I love. They did the Belly 4K steelbook. I really like this Lord of War steelbook as well. It was a cool one. I thought this was an awesome edition that they did. House of a Thousand Corpses Blu-ray edition. I was hoping they would do more of this kind of stuff. And this came out and I was like, oh, I guess that's it. Because they didn't do anything else like this the entire rest of the year. But a really cool, Vinegar Syndrome Arrow Video type box set. You open it and art cards and stuff inside of it. And I want a Devil's Rejects one. I hope they do that. But I just don't feel like they had enough exciting catalog releases come out on 4K. A lot of straight to video crap. Like they always got their straight to video Lionsgate crap. And, I'll give them credit because they have the Vestron video line. They put out some good releases. The Dentist 2-movie collection. My Best Friend's a Vampire was actually a really good movie. I like that movie a lot. Good features. Blue Steel, good features on that. And they also have, they got something else, don't they? Or is it just the Vestron? But yeah, good work. Lionsgate did a good job. I just, they're 7. I mean, 7's a good spot out of 24. Come on. All right. So I'll take a little break. We got 122 comments over here. Thank you all for commenting. I appreciate you all keeping the chat rolling. 184 people in here. Thank you all so much. They do. But I wasn't comparing them to Vinegar Syndrome. I was comparing to, and welcome, Brian. Welcome, Brian. I see you got some new chairs. I saw that picture on Instagram, and I hope to see you soon on YouTube. Do they do it on everyone? They don't do it on everyone, do they? They might. You might be right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, Brian. But I wasn't comparing them to Vinegar. I was comparing them to Arrow. Okay. Let me go up top. Go up top. Radiance is top. See? Radiance is top 5 for Wave. I mean, that's the people that are really into, those more prestige type of films. They love Radiance. They're doing some great work. Yeah, we need that Honey, I Shrunk the Kid. What's up, Mama Blu-ray? Oh, what happened? What'd they do to you, Culture? What'd they do to you? Yeah, I was mad about that. I still haven't ordered it. Is it still available if you email them or something? Give me a Mighty Ducks 4K box set, for crying out loud. They're doing good work. I need to check out my Messiah of Evil. Well, get familiar with them, Jasper. You can get them like they have UK only releases, but they also have a lot of stuff they do in the States as well. And they're affordable. Like I think they're like lower 20s, like maybe 21, $22. Sometimes they go down below 20. I feel like to 19. They're very affordable boutique label. Like they're not charging you out the butt, and they do some really great work and features. So I recommend them. Yeah, Umbrella is they say region B and you can play them. Imprint I'm unsure about. Uh, Jennifer Connelly. Yeah. Mama's commenting on the new chairs. Yeah, I got a new chair too, Brian, but yours looks better because it's got a recliner. It's got a recliner you can put your feet up on. I don't have that on mine. Oh, I should get it, Culture. I should get it. My main goal this year is the stuff that I'm getting from these labels. Like I'm trying to watch it before I unbox it, or at least most of it. Like I did my video the other day, Lord of Illusions, the FP movies. I'm trying to watch stuff before I put the video out. Sometimes I'm not going to be able to do that, but you know, if I review it, I definitely watch it. But if I'm just doing like general collection updates and unboxings, well, I'm not talking about digital as much. 1080. I don't really know what's going on in the digital world for Warner Brothers. I know that WB and HBO Max canceling a lot of shows, and I know all about all that stuff. I'm talking about more on a physical front, not really factoring in all the other movie stuff. Yeah, I think with all their catalog releases that they upgrade, I mean, upgraded. I think they had a good year. It was MGM, but Warner Brothers put it out. Oh, I didn't even mention Archive. I should, yeah, Archive too. Like that's definitely a factor in that because our Warner Archive was killing it all year. 4 or 6 Blu-ray releases a month. I should have mentioned that, but yeah, that definitely factored into why I placed it so high. Doing a lot of great releases. It's a good release. It is a good release. Yeah, they could have put out more. Definitely. A little higher. I don't think 8's a bad spot for Criterion. See, I put them at number 8 and Culture said number 8. Like that's if I had hated them, they'd be number 19 down there with Disney, but I don't hate them. I knew the Criterion fanboys though would be a little upset about that. Criterion did good work. They did good work. I do not hate on Criterion. Yeah. And that's another thing. They were very heavy on the 4K upgrades this year, and I feel like some people will be very upset at another label for doing 4K upgrades all the time, but will not be upset at another label. And at least the other label does something different with the packaging, whereas Criterion put out a 4K upgrade and it's the same damn case. And it confuses people because they'll be in stores and they might grab the Blu-ray instead of the 4K. So maybe if Criterion put new artwork on their 4K upgrades or did something different, maybe they'd be up at number 7 or number 6 right now. Second Sight. We haven't talked about Second Sight yet. Did I even put Second Sight on this list? We'll see. We'll see. Henry says, hot take, those ranking criterion as low as this are the same people that just watch their American film releases and don't delve into foreign releases. I mean, that's fair. That's fair to say. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm not going to say you're wrong. But Arrow Video released quite a few foreign films that I watched this year and enjoyed. But, you know, I get it. I get it. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I have Silence of the Lambs 4K Blu-ray. Not sure if I should upgrade. You have the 4K Blu-ray. What are you upgrading to? If you have the 4K Blu-ray, what do you? Oh, okay. You're talking about the Blu-ray. Did that even have a 4K scan? That didn't have a 4K scan, did it? Maybe it did. I thought that the Kino release was substantially better picture quality wise than the Criterion. But that being said, I will never get rid of that Criterion. I love the packaging on it. So I keep them both. Hell yeah. Oh, Young Guns was a good release. That's my Steelbook of the year. I forgot to show that off, but yeah, that was my favorite Steelbook of the year. I think I did a couple more super chats. Let me address these real quick, and we'll get back to the ranking. 1080p $5 super chat. I want to hear you do the same kind of list for premium Steelbook companies someday. I would, but I don't collect Steelbooks like y'all do. 1080. Like I'll buy the Lionsgate ones and I'll buy some of the studio ones, but I don't go for those overseas releases. I'm not into Steelbooks like that. I like Steelbooks, you know, if I can get a nice one for a good price. But as far as paying like $30, $40, $50 for a Steelbook, I won't do it. I don't like them enough. I was almost done collecting Steelbooks completely. Done before Lionsgate came along and started releasing cool slip-covered Steelbooks like Dirty Dancing, Dread, Apocalypse Now. Like all those Steelbooks got me back into collecting Steelbooks. And then, you know, some of the other labels started following suit, like Paramount and Sony, and doing cool Steelbooks. And I got back into it that way. But yeah, I like Steelbooks, but I don't like breaking the bank on a Steelbook. I will break the bank on a box set, on a premium box set like this Second Sight Arrow Video, but I won't do it for a Steelbook. But there's probably somebody like that would be a good idea for Ryan. Movies of Ryan. You know, he's a big Steelbook collector. He could probably do that. Youth of Truth, $9.99 super chat. Can't wait to listen to this at work tomorrow. Have a great night, Ken. Well, thank you so much, man, for the $9.99 super chat. And you just dip out and just come in, donate, dip out. I appreciate that, man. I hope you enjoy the replay. We're already going over what I wanted. I just wanted to be at 2 hours tonight. I'm already 2 hours and 12. That's usually how it goes. You did. That's what you are, Gus. You're a Criterion fanboy. They could be in my top 3 too, Brian. I haven't named them yet. I haven't named them. When you really stop to think about like all the greatness that I haven't talked about yet, like you could understand like why Criterion is like maybe I could have put them in the spot of Lionsgate, reversed them, but it's like they're so close. It's like, dude, is it really worth arguing over? Is it? Yeah. We all have our different labels that we champion, right? That we're fanboys. I try to address as many comments as I can. Many as I can. All right, let's get back into it. Number 6. And this is the last studio that I'm going to mention. All the ones in my top 5 are boutiques. A studio, for the first time, did not make it into my top 5. I think I had a studio on my top 5 last year, maybe a couple the year before, but for the first time, a studio does not get in my top 5 because the boutiques are just on another level. And as we enter further into the collector's market, the boutiques are the ones that are firing on all cylinders. But I still think this studio has quite a bit of juice. They did a lot of good work in 2023, and I got to give them this. Number 6 is Paramount. Paramount feels like the studio that cares about putting their movies out physically more so than any other studio. They actually care about their catalog. They care about, giving it good treatments, putting it out for people to enjoy. Even their streaming shows and movies, like Tulsa King got a steelbook and a Blu-ray release. 1922, like all their streaming shows are put out on physical media. Star Trek shows, all that stuff. Sorry. So you got to respect that. You got to respect that. And on top of that, they still got the Paramount Presents going. Did a lot of good work in Paramount Presents this year. I love the Nutty Professor release. I thought that was great. They disappointed me a little bit this year because I don't feel like they did enough with just putting out regular catalog Blu-rays. Like I feel like they did more of that last year. But they did a lot of good work this year in 4Ks. They did the Paramount Scares box set. I know people were disappointed with Sweeney Todd, but I thought that was a really cool box set. They did, Flash Dance on 4K. I feel like they took the criticism that they sucked at doing 4Ks in 2022 and it lit a fire under them. And they really did some great work in 4K this year. I thought all of their transfers pretty much across the board were pretty great. Flashdance looked incredible on 4K. Ferris Bueller looked incredible on 4K. Dragonheart was in my top 5 4Ks of the year. I thought this looked great, sounded great, great special features. And, they did a lot of cool steelbooks, like the Halloween H2O steelbook was cool. And they're just consistent. The Star Trek, The Next Generation they put out, the Italian Job on 4K, The Core. They put out The Core on 4K. Deep Impact on 4K. Like they had a lot of good stuff. Scream 3 came out on 4K from Paramount. And yeah, this good stuff, good steelbooks, releases, exclusives. And I feel like there's something else I'm forgetting. I just think Paramount does good work. They impressed me this year. And I appreciate that they put their streaming stuff out physically as well. One thing I'll gripe about is Friday the 13th steelbooks. First off, they need to do a Friday the 13th 4K box set. Like if you're going to get into 4K and you're going to do the Paramount Scares box sets, like give us a 1 through 8 box set. All in 4K, all Friday the 13th. That would sell like crazy. I hope that comes out this year. But I feel like they didn't do enough. They need to do more of those steelbooks. I want more of the steelbooks with the quotes on the back. They did the 4th one this year, but I thought we would get the 5th one maybe. So more of that. What do you guys think of Paramount's? I can already feel it in the chat. You're like, Paramount, Ken? Over Criterion? Over Lionsgate? Over Warner Brothers? Come on. You're crazy. But yeah, Paramount, number 6. All right. I feel like I'm being as critical of this label as I was in 2023. I feel like I'm being very generous with this spot in the ranking. But I genuinely feel like this label is just one of the biggest players in the game, and their system for building hype, announcing stuff, just how their website functions. Doesn't matter that, half their movies aren't the best. That's all subjective anyway. Just their whole entire model, their experience of buying from them. Like I bought more from this label this year than I have ever. Like I grew my collection probably 8 times what it was before this year. I bought from them a lot this year, a lot of great sales, but I felt like they were on a trajectory in 2022 leading into 2023. And they started doing really good in the first couple of months. And then all of a sudden, It was just like crickets all the way till October, it felt like, for this label. And of course, I'm talking about Vinegar Syndrome, number 5. But look, I can say all the negative things I want. I've still got them at number 5 because they did a lot of releases that I really enjoyed this year. A lot. You know, I didn't bring any of them over here because they're right behind me. But let's get into it. Let me go back a little bit. They did Showgirls. Look at that. This was actually a great 4K. It was one of the best of the year. What did I put this in my ranking? I think it was like number 4 or something. Way high up there. I got to get him in top 5 just for this. Like, this is one of my favorite movies growing up. I love this movie, Sidekicks. And the fact they did a VSU of this, like, I was just incredibly happy when this came out. So happy. But I was fully on board the Vinegar Syndrome hype train in January. What else did they do? I can't find it. Oh, Freeway 2 was a really good release. A new documentary with this one as well. And I can't find From Beyond. It's somewhere, but where is it at? There it is. I'm driving myself crazy. From Beyond was a fantastic 4K. Great movie. It sold out. It sold out. They should have done more copies. And I said all the way to October, Mother's Day was a great 4K. That was a great 4K. The Prophecy, I watched the first one the other day. Great 4K transfer. Wasn't as psyched about the set. I thought they could have done better with the packaging. The Blade in the Dark. The Blade in the Dark 4K release. What a cool idea for a box set. Bloodsucking Freaks with that like slipcover that reversed around. Existence was a really cool release. I wasn't as high on the movie itself, but it was a cool release and it looked great. Good features. Daryl 4K was a really good 4K from them. They did good work. And hold on. Make sure I get these in the right spot. I got to take out this New York Ninja. Put it down here. Hold on. I said I would do this. I'm going to do it. There you go. Now my VSUs are perfectly lined up. Are you happy? Are you happy, Rob? Sorry, I put my pillow. That's my back support pillow. Got a bad back, guys. I just do. But what do you guys think of Vinegar Syndrome? It just, they were doing really good. And I feel like January last year was very strong. And then February was like Bio Zombies or whatever the hell it was. I wasn't too into it. But I gave them that. I was like, y'all been doing good all last year. End of last year, January was great. You can have an off month. March, they came back. Freeway 2. Primal Rage was a really good release from them. I enjoyed that one a lot. And then, like, I'm not even counting in all the partner labels. Like, I could have divvied all those up and put them all in here as well, but I just don't watch enough of those. So I'll just add in partner labels of Vinegar Syndrome. All the work they did with the partner labels and putting their stuff out and spotlighting those, and, those N64 covers were so cool. The Golden Era release. April, they didn't do a whole lot. And then May was Showgirls. That was a cool enough release. Blade in the Dark. So they did a lot of good stuff this year. It just felt like June, July, August, September. Wasn't too excited for anything they released in those months. So, but number 5 is a good spot for Vinegar Syndrome. That's a good spot, considering that they kind of disappointed me a little bit this year, but they still did good work, good sales, and I bought a ton from them this year. And when you get that Vinegar Syndrome package with the tape on it, it's exciting. It's exciting for me every time I get it. And the fact that I get to break it open and see all that Vinegar Syndrome goodness and their slip covers and their package is just so good. I love it so much. I'm a sucker for good packaging, guys. I really am. All right. Some of you all, especially you Vinegar Syndrome fans, are going to scoff. You're going to be like, when I show you that this label beat Vinegar Syndrome. You're not going to understand. You're going to be flabbergasted. But I feel like this label, they took the criticism in 2022. They messed up a lot. They got on a lot of people's nerves. And they went into 2023, they put their heads down and they just got to work. And they just got to work and they put out a lot of good stuff. Yeah, it was a lot of 4K upgrades, but they were great 4K upgrades. Some of the best 4Ks I saw all year came from this label. Incredible looking 4Ks came out from Scream Factory and Shout Studios, coming in at number 4. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a big Scream Factory fan. I am. I make it a point to buy almost every single one of their 4K releases because I haven't been collecting this stuff as long as everybody else. I didn't get in on Scream Factory back in 2012 and 2013 and 2014. I didn't start collecting for Scream Factory till 2017, 2018. So a lot of these releases, some of them I did have on Blu-ray, but some of them I didn't. So I was buying them for the first time on 4K. And even though I had the Burning on Blu-ray, I bought the Burning on 4K, and this looks so much better on 4K than it does Blu-ray. That Blu-ray is garbage compared to this. 10 years in the making. Came out 2013. This came out 2023. Incredible upgrade. You know, Creepshow is one of the best 4Ks of the year. Was it a great upgrade compared to that 4K scan on the Blu-ray they did in 2018? No, but it was still a great 4K. One of the best of the year. The Night of the Demons trilogy. You know, I got them over here. All these were great. But the first one on 4K was immaculate. One of the best 4Ks I've seen. Night of the Comets. That was in my top 10 4Ks of the year. It's incredible. But I thought it was cool that they kind of resurrected the Blu-ray collector's edition, and now in the month of January, we're seeing it all over the place. Like January is the month of Blu-ray for Scream Factory, and I'm kind of here for it. I think it's pretty cool they're bringing back the Blu-ray collector's editions. But it kind of started with these. I don't think they had done one since Cursed, I think, in 2021 or maybe 2022. But I thought this was cool, and I thought Night of the Demons 2 looked great on Blu-ray. It would have looked better on 4K. I wish I would have got a 4K, but Demons 3 probably didn't need a 4K, but you know, the Blu-ray looked good. And I thought that this was a cool, yeah, it could have been in a box set and been even cooler, maybe included the remake, but I thought these were really cool releases. And they did new stuff this year, like all the Child's Plays they put out. Yeah, Arrow Video released it later on in the year, but they did it first. Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky. 3 out of 4 of them had new features, good new features. We got The Haunting of Julia was a really good release. Dead Silence on 4K was a really good release. Dawn of the Dead on 4K was incredible. The People Under the Stairs on 4K looked incredible. They just did solid work like all year. Tales from the Dark Side looked great. Just a lot of good stuff. Silver Bullet. Oh my God, Silver Bullet. Like people were complaining that I didn't put that in my top 10. I think I had that honorable mention though. But what a release that was. That was incredible. And I think that it had a new commentary or something in it as well. So they're actually starting to add in new features for some of their releases. I can't excuse like charging $70 for pens and collectibles and whatever the hell they're doing. I don't get into all that stuff. I just kind of see that as it's just extra stuff they're offering. You don't have to get it. It's kind of ridiculous though. And lobby cards and all that crap. You know, I was a sucker with Creepshow, and I got the exclusive artwork that was done by Mexi Funk, which was great. So I was a sucker a couple times and ordered from the actual website itself, but most of these I get off of Amazon. But they just did good quality work all year, and I had to acknowledge that. And Shout Studios, like you got to acknowledge all the releases they put out, like Point Break and JFK was a really awesome box set. The Point Break 4K was great. The Clue 4K was great. Trying to think. I feel like Shout Studios did a lot more than I'm not thinking of. But I mean, Pumpkinhead on 4K, The Blob on 4K, just like good stuff with good exclusive steelbooks as well. Like they all had really cool exclusive steelbooks, and I was just, I was blown away. I thought they had a really great year. I think that they're unfairly criticized sometimes. They do mostly the same stuff that everybody else does. All the other labels are re-releasing stuff on 4K, but it seems like Scream Factory gets the most crap for it. So this year they're like, you know what? Screw you guys. If you're going to get upset about us putting out the same stuff on 4K, here's Carrie on 4K. Here's Child's Play remake on 4K, which I'm actually kind of happy about. Like I'm happy to have the Carrie remake with a slipcover I can put next to my Brian De Palma Carrie with a slipcover. I'm happy to have the 8th Child's Play film that I can put next to my other Child's Play on 4K. So even though I don't love those movies, it's cool to have them as a collector to complete those collections. So yeah, I think that Scream Factory and Shout Studios, they did good work this year. I'm going to acknowledge it. And if you're not a fan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but they're coming in at number 4. All right, let's this is where it got really tough for me. I knew what my number 1 was going to be. Let's not kid ourselves. I knew what my number 1 was going to be, but I had a really tough time deciding between quantity and quality. But not that either one didn't have both. Well, one of them pretty objectively didn't have the quantity, but one of them had the quantity and the quality. So I had to put that one ahead, even though I love this label so much and they're doing such great work, and it just feels like they're on fire right now and they can't miss. And number 3 is Second Sight. Second Sight is just on fire. On fire. I just reviewed Mean Streets today, but in 2023, they gave us stuff like the Martin 4K. I have never bought Second Sight like I did in 2023. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K edition, which was really awesome. Really cool set. I wasn't crazy about the colors they used on this until I got it in person. Then when I got it in person, I was like, oh, this is a really awesome set. Still would have rather have been like oranges and yellows. I think that would have matched a little bit better. One of my favorite releases of the year. I was like so excited when they announced this. It Follows on 4K. Incredible release. May and Frontiers, they did awesome Blu-ray releases of those. Chopper Blu-ray release, Ginger Snaps Trilogy on Blu-ray. I didn't get those, but still cool they put them out. It just felt like the frequency of their releases definitely picked up this year. Because before, like 2022, 2021, it felt like every like 3 months we were getting like maybe one, but now they're like full steam ahead. Picnic at Hanging Rock came out on 4K, The Changeling on 4K. Even though I was a little disappointed in that one, that was in my most disappointed video, but it was still a cool box set. If they would have got High Tension out in December, maybe they could have squeaked up the number 2, but because that got delayed, number 3, I feel like is a good spot for Second Sight. There's no denying the work they do. Features, box sets, just killed it. Just killed it this year. I'm trying to think if I missed anything they did. Oh, Crimes of the Future, the 4K set of that. Just good work all year. Just good quality over quantity is what Second Sight is. And if they keep going like they're going so far in 2024, like this, they may be number 1 when I do this next year. They may be number 1. I mean, we've got Mean Streets and High Tension already. It's only January. Next month we got the God, I can't think what that movie's called. There's a French horror movie coming out next month. I forget what it's called. But then we got freaking Green Room on 4K and Possessor on 4K. Like if they start giving us stuff like Nightcrawler on 4K, like I'm gonna lose my mind. So yeah, they're Second Sight. Just you can't deny Second Sight. You can't deny. Nobody can hate on me putting Second Sight at number 3. If anything, you'd want them higher, but Second Sight is just incredible. Incredible company. All right. I'm sure everybody knows my top 2 by now. But let's see. I'll go ahead and get through them before I get back into the chat. Then we'll wrap things up. All right. Coming in at number 2. Did I call an audible at the last minute? I've been saying Arrow's number one all year, but did I decide that, you know what? This other label just had a really great year too. They did some great stuff also. No, I did not. But coming at number 2 is Kino Lorber. Kino Lorber was actually my number 1 last year. Kino Lorber was my number 1 because they do quality and they do quantity. You know, when everybody else is taking a week off, Kino Lorber's putting out 7 titles. You know, it's just consistency. I don't even know how they do it. I don't know how they keep up with the output that they do. Just like 30 Blu-rays a month, 3 4Ks a month, and the quality's great. The quality on their Blu-rays is great. The quality on their 4Ks is fantastic. 12 Angry Men, one of the best 4Ks of the year. One of the best 4Ks of the year. And they actually add in bonus movies to their releases. You know, we got the remake on here as well. Night of the Hunter looked amazing on 4K. Death Wish looked amazing on 4K. And there's like, I think they did like maybe 20 to 25 4Ks this year, and they were all incredible. I watched most of them. They look great. I can't say all because I didn't watch them all. I forgot about To Live and Die in LA. I didn't even bring that over here, but what a great release that was. What a great release that was. I still need to watch Needful Things. I haven't watched that yet, but all year, you know, great releases. They started the Kino Cult line, so they're trying to give Vinegar Syndrome and some of those other culty, you know, horror labels a run for their money, a little bit of competition. The only thing holding Kino back is the packaging. But I'm not going to hold that against Kino, because Kino's never been about great elaborate box sets. They've always been about just putting out the releases, giving us as many of these classic film restorations and other types of films, just getting as much out there as they possibly can, just doing the work, just getting it done and doing great work and putting out great discs. And they don't worry as much about the aesthetics, and that's okay. I'm a big slipcover packaging guy, but you don't have to, you know, give me those big box sets every time. I don't need that out of everybody. And Kino Lorber has never made me expect that from them. So I don't. And I'm not going to hold them back or criticize them as a label because they're not giving me big elaborate box sets like Second Sight or Arrow Video. They've never done that. So why would I criticize them for that? What they have always done is great work, and they put out quality, consistent quality releases. And they're great. And their sales, like, come on, guys, as far as like affordability, like I'll spend $120 to buy 2 Severance. I bought like 15 Kino Lorber releases in the sale for maybe 130. So I can buy 15 for $10 more, or I can buy 2 releases. And some of those were 4Ks that look great. And these are great movies. Like, these are great. They're getting legit films that are fantastic. Like To Live and Die in LA is excellent. So I can't hate on Kino. They don't do anything wrong. I don't feel like I've heard people complain about, and they do reversible cover art sometimes too, which is cool. I've heard people complain about their discs. They don't have disc art. Big whoop-de-doo. Who cares? I kind of like that they're just like, F it. You know, we're just going to put out this shit, and then we're going to put Kino. We're going to put our logo on the disc and just put the title, and on the side, just going to read Kino Lorber in the title. And when you put it on the shelf, it's going to look all uniform. And I respect it. I dig it. I just I can't hate on Kino. They were my number 1 last year. They moved down to number 2 because of another label that just freaking murdered. But if it wasn't for this other label, they would have been number 1 again, because they just do the work. They do the work, and it's great work. And I appreciate them. All right. Are you ready for number 1? It's no surprise. Of course, it's Arrow Video. Arrow Video, number one. Do I even need to explain? I got an entire video coming out later this week. I'm actually going back through every single release from Arrow Video in 2023 and talking about it. and that video will be out later this week. So I'll further explain just how the greatness of the year of 2023 that Arrow video was, or the greatness that Arrow was in the year of 2023. Sorry, guys. Look, I've been going now for almost 3 hours. So my voice is tired, and I'm losing myself in my own thoughts. But Arrow videos 2023 year, I feel like I said, I haven't been collecting the boutique labels since the beginning, but I feel like since I started collecting, this is maybe the best year I've ever seen a boutique label have. Like, first few months, a little dry. They were putting out some 4Ks in the UK, weren't really doing anything for the US until about May or June. But when June hits, and not that they didn't do good stuff before that. Like, I like the Dunwich Horror. Last Starfighter was a great 4K. They did Naked Lunch in the UK, but when June hit, the Lighthouse 4K in the UK, the Empire Screams box set, Waterworld on 4K, Mallrats on 4K, it was just full steam ahead all year. I've never seen anything like it. It was just crazy. Like the Psycho box set, okay, in September, the Hellraiser box set in October, Tremors 2 on 4K, Barbarella on 4K in November. Then you got the Chucky box set on 4K in December, the Warriors on 4K in December. They did 2 of those Western collections, the classic Westerns, which I love. I love those sets. They were both great. I watched them both. All kinds of Kung Fu stuff this year, which I didn't even talk about this with Shout Factor, but going back to Shout Studios, they did tons of the Shaw Brothers movies and the Jackie Chan movies. That's some other great stuff they did. Had to give them credit for that. Anyway, going back to Arrow Video. Witness on 4K. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that was a great release. Who saw Witness on 4K coming from Arrow Video? Carlito's Way on 4K from Arrow Video. Yeah, it had a universal release, but it was still a great release. And it just felt like Last House on the Left was a great release. It got drowned out with all the other great releases, but it was a fantastic release from Arrow Video. Lots of great new features. And yeah, it was just like banger after banger. Hugo on 4K, just like banger after banger after banger after banger. And it didn't let up. It did not let up. So I got to give them just so much props for just maintaining. And they wanted to put out the Joe Coffin collection in November, but they couldn't get it. Obviously, they had a ton on their plate. But the Blood and Black Lace on 4K was a great release. Like, my goodness, it was just like all year they were just killing us with great releases, showering us with goodness. And there's just no way in hell that I was going to put them any lower than number 1, because they just had such an incredible run, And yeah, it wasn't. The Lucas Moodysson set they put out at the beginning of the year, that was a good box set. A lot of people were fans of that and liked that box set. But yeah, they were a little light in the first few months, but like what they did in the last half was just an amazing comeback. They just destroyed. And Arrow Video was not even in my top 10. Arrow Video was not even in my top 10 last year. I actually left them out of the top 10 because 2022 just was not a great year for them. They did American Werewolf in London, Wild Things on 4K. They did RoboCop on 4K, but it was like after that, it's just like they were dead for like the whole rest of the year. Couple decent releases here and there, but not this year. Not this year. They turned it around completely, and they're starting off 2023 or 2024 strong. The Conan movies, and I'm getting ready to dig into those, and Carrie on 4K. Like they're destroying right now. And I think they're embarrassing everybody but Second Sight. They're the only ones that's like right there and Kino. They're all kind of right there together, but just destroying it. Packaging, features, credible movie selection. It's amazing what they did. Amazing. All right. Oh, we got another super chat. Let me get this. Thank you all so much for your generosity tonight. I appreciate it. Lee the Machine Bowers, 1999 super chats, said, for the channel, Kino Lorber should surf ninjas. all three ninjas, Mr. Nanny, Suburban Commando. That will be amazing. Even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, 2, and 3 4K releases. They would do it if they could, Lee. They would do it. And thank you so much for the 1999. That's what I was talking about a little bit earlier. Like these labels would take all that stuff. Like if they could get their hands on it, I guarantee you Vinegar Syndrome would have done a Surf Ninjas by now. They would have done Surf Ninjas. But Mr. Nanny, Suburban Commando, those would be great kinos. I could see those as kinos for sure. And Three Ninjas actually has a Viavision release right now. All four of them are out. I've seen people get them in, so they're available. You can get it on Diabolic if you want the Three Ninjas on Blu-ray. Get them all from Viavision. I need to pick that up myself before it sells out. All right, but thank you so much, man, for the super chats. And I'm going to go through a little bit more of the chat, guys, and then I'm going to get out of here because this has been going way longer than I intended it to be. But let me know what you think about the list. Leave me a comment after the stream as well. I know everybody's going to complain about my placement of Shout Factory. I'm already seeing it. Look, that's the one studio. I may be a little bit biased. Just because I buy all their stuff and I'm a fan of those movies they put out. I know a lot of them and I grew up with a lot of them and I'm just a fan. So I'm a little bit of a fanboy when it comes to Scream Factory, but I really think they did great work. Oh, you got the shipping notification from Mario? Oh, dude, that's awesome. Don't say Shout Scream Factory. Yeah, I knew there's going to be people that disagreed. I get it. I think when you really stop to think about it, though, like just think about all the work they did. Like they did a lot of good stuff. No, I'm not as familiar with Turbine. Oh, I never checked out the Upgrade 4K. Well, that just might not be for you. I would recommend it. It depends on if you like horror, not 1080p. If you're not into horror, then you probably wouldn't like them. But they're fun Halloween time movies, See, I love the first Night of the Demons. I thought the second one was great too. I know. It really comes down to movie selection, right? I mean, I was a bigger fan of the movies that Scream Factory put out than I was the movies that Vinegar Syndrome put out. Even though I like the Vinegar Syndrome releases. I knew I was going to take some heat for it, but it's what I was feeling, And I feel like Vinegar Syndrome was a little disappointing. They just were. Yeah, they're re-releasing all the stuff. Yeah, you're right about that. I get it, culture. I get it. Like if you're somebody that's been collecting from the beginning, because I honestly don't know what I would do. Say I collect all these movies on 4K and then they come out with 8K or something. Like if I was in that same boat, I was like, there's no way they're going to look any better than this. But the 8Ks just are like mind blowing. I can get being stubborn and not wanting to upgrade. I understand that. But a lot of the Blu-rays that I upgraded, I got in Shout Factory sales. So I got a lot of them for like $12, $13 probably. I should have moved Scream Factory down to 5 just for Boba Hotep. You're right. Good call. Yeah, I get it. But look, guys, here's the thing. Is Vinegar Syndrome, Second Sight, Scream Factory, Kino Lorber, and Arrow are all great in their own way. You could have rearranged them. I probably wouldn't have put anything above Arrow, but like you could rearrange them all. And I wouldn't argue with you. I mean, it just all comes down to like your personal preference of what that label does and what you're into, And you could even move Criterion up into that spot. This is just my personal list based on my own enjoyments and also just the feeling I have in the community for what everybody else feels, but also the work that they do as well, and the work that I'm seeing that they're doing, because I cover this stuff every single week, guys. Like every week I'm talking about all the new releases. So I feel like I have a pretty good gauge for like what all these labels are doing and accomplishing and putting out. Yeah. I can't wait for Kindergarten Cop. Can't wait. I disagree. Better than To Live and Die in LA. That was an amazing movie. Arrow is the freaking bee. Oh, you got to get that culture. You got to get that. That was an incredible release. Incredible. Damn it. No, I have not. No, I've not. But I did watch all my spaghetti westerns in the 2 western sets, so I was proud of myself for that. Loved them too. I didn't get to Beyond the Mad, no. No, I didn't. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. I put my heart into this tonight, guys, so be gentle with your criticism. Lee, the Machine Bowers, thank you so much again, man. I appreciate it. $9.99 super chat. I know we already got all the Resident Evil films on 4K in a box set from Sony, but how come they didn't do steel books or hardcovers? They did. They got a steelbook set right now, Lee. It's actually $116 on Amazon. Right? Because I got the box set up there, but they got a steelbook set out right now with all 6 of the Resident Evil films. So check that out, Lee. It's on Amazon. Look up Resident Evil 6 movie steelbook 4K box set, and you should find it. Yeah, for sure. For sure. You know what's funny, Henry, is yes, I do have that one, and I haven't watched those movies. So I've been wanting to dive into that. Because when I got this, I wasn't into westerns. I hadn't had my change of hearts in my western month that I did, where I really got into westerns. So I need to go back and watch that. But fortunately, I didn't get all the Screen Factory Blu-ray releases, so I'm loving these 4K upgrades. Yeah, I mean they just figured it out. Like they're doing work on par with Vinegar Syndrome and Arrow Video, in my opinion. And yeah, just doing incredible work. But I appreciate you all. I'm going to go ahead and end it right at almost the 3-hour mark, going way longer than I wanted to. But thank you all so much for watching. Hit the like button if you haven't already. We still got 163 people in here, so hit the like button. I appreciate you guys listening to me ramble and give out my hot takes. I don't feel like I disrespected too many labels or studios tonight. You could argue about placement all you want, but I feel like I was pretty fair to most everybody, except for Disney. I don't care about Disney. They can go eat it. But thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you all later. I got the physical media report coming tomorrow. I always do terrible at like promoting stuff I got coming up at the end. Physical media report tomorrow. I got everything that Arrow video released in 2023 coming out. Tuesday, Wednesday. My Conan review of both the movies, Barbarian, Destroyer, will be out this week. Might have a Barnes & Noble Arrow video hunt. It's going to be all Arrow video this week. I'm just going to name this week Arrow Video Week. That's what we're going to do. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all later.